starting a little bit early today because I'm ready earlier today. But hello everyone, welcome back to another Tomato Sauce stream. Today we're going to be playing some more KC Cup. We are at duel level 19. We'll see if we can get to 20. If we don't, it's not the end of the world, but it would be nice to accomplish that goal, kind of tick the box as it were. We're already a week in, but we've only really been doing our 4 games a day and then just playing on stream. So like, I don't think our progress has been that slow, all things considered. We've also been playing in a lot of speed tournaments, and we do want to talk about our experience in playing them. I've had very mixed feelings about playing in speed tournaments, because I think when you play in tournaments, typically you'll play against a higher caliber of player, whereas when you play on the ladder, you'll kind of play... Realistically, there's a lot more suboptimal players on ladder than you're going to find in tournaments, right? When you play in a tournament, there will still be players that aren't very good, like me, right? I could still run into other tomatoes, right? But for the most part, it's going to be people that actively play in community tournaments all the time, people that have a lot more experience, people that are playing decks that are better teched to deal with the most prevalent meta threats that you'd expect to see at a tournament level. Whereas on ladder, for example, you're going to see a lot more, let's say, like, hero and resonators, right? Like, typically, those are, like, 2 very popular decks. So you're going to see a lot more of them. Whereas in, or at least in my experience, in tournament play, I would say things like Predator Plants, things like Salad have been a bit more prevalent. Now, that's not to say that resonators and heroes aren't there, because they definitely are. But it just does feel like there is a little bit of a disconnect between the two. But I think, overall, I want to say tournament experience has been quite fun. But, let's see who's in chat. We have Zacky Boys, who is in here first. Hello, Zacky Boys. We have Barox, good afternoon, Mr. Dinosaur Wing. So, when it comes to capture monsters, which is usually what we would do on Sundays, I don't know if I want to finish the game on stream, just because as far as I know, it gets very grindy. I know that only a very small percentage of people actually watch the capture monsters as well. So obviously, you know, if you guys don't want to see it, and it's going to be kind of grindy, so it's going to be not very much progress made over the course of a long period of time, it makes me kind of think I should probably just finish it off stream. Because I do want to finish it, but I don't know if it's going to be a particularly good like stream game for the rest of it, but it is what it is. We have Dr. Alex in chat. Hello. And then we have Sakadetsu. Hello, Mr. Tomato. Hope everyone have a great day. Yes, I hope everyone does have a great day. Because even when things aren't always going our way, at least we have that little slice of Duel Links that we can all play and enjoy, right? We can all come together as a community and just have a great time. We have Zagali. Hi. Hello, Zagali. Welcome on in. We got Gunkin Suship Shari. Hello, my friend. And we have Big Man Neo. Welcome. I watch it. It was fun. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where, like I said, I enjoy it. It's my style of game. I like these like turn-based tactical games, but sometimes the grind gets a bit much, and when I'm just grinding on stream, that's when I'm like, eh. Oh, we haven't had a bot in a while. That's nice. Get rid of that. There we go. And is that our human Portuguese dub fan? Hello. Welcome on in. But yeah, I guess I'll just hop in to talking about some of the bits and bobs that we've been doing. So first things first, I suppose. There isn't a ton going on in like these tournament results. I think I played... Which ones did I play in? I didn't play in that. Did I play in the Starry Cup? I don't think I did. I played in like some of these tournaments though. I played in Grand Prix 110, I think. There we go. Like Jorfio won this with Predator Plants, so you know it's pretty good. Ruffian took 2nd place. Ruffian actually knocked me out. So Ruffian, you know, that's who I lost to in this tournament. This also seems to be a theme. Quite often, when I lose a tournament, the guy that beat me goes on to either win the event or come like 2nd or 3rd. And this is a trend I noticed over the weekend. So I don't want to just say like, oh, I lost because I lost to like the best person in the room. But it was just very funny to be like, oh, that guy that beat me. And then it's like you look at the scores and he's like, oh, you finished 2nd. It's like, oh, okay. Hello, Ursus. Welcome on in. Now, so this was the one where we actually did make it to top 32. I'm one of these 3 dinos, guys. We made it. Now, Paris did end up taking that with Salad. Like, there's nothing particularly... anything worth mentioning. Jorfio's dinosaur list that did make top 4. But yeah, for the most part, we've been playing in like some tournaments. We've been having a good time. So yesterday, I played in 2 speed tournaments, and we played in a rush tournament, and it couldn't really have gone much worse, to be honest. I was thinking about playing in speed events too. So, all right, this is my. We'll talk about the speed stuff. We'll get the speed stuff out of the way, right? So I wanted to just like compile my thoughts and feelings about playing in speed, right? So I want to say the first speed tournament I played in was Acceleration Gates tournament. What's it called? A session. We played in an Accession tournament, and in that we played against. What was the deck called? Resonators. We played against Resonators, and we won that. We played against Salads, and we won that. And then we played against another Salad player, and I think we lost that. I want to say this is how it went. But I learned a lot in this game. I learned a lot in this game, and I learned a lot in this game. And even though we lost to this Salad player, I think both sides made misplays because of like not fully understanding cards. So for example, I didn't realize that substitution destruction effects, like triggered effects from the graveyard, will still just work under Dweller. That was just me not understanding how the card worked. So like the entire line I made against this player didn't work. At the same time, he had Crow, and he didn't understand the matchup into dinosaurs well enough to not Crow my Misk. So we both made misplays. I think if both of us redid that game, I think he still wins it. Like, based on the hands we drew and the matchup, I think he still does take it. So I think we would have lost this anyway. But the point is, I learned a lot from each of these games. Every single one of these games was really, really fun. Because it was all like, someone builds a board, and then someone does their best to break it. And so it was like, do we have enough interaction? Do we have just enough cards to like eke out and force your opponent's interaction at the right time? And they were all very, very enjoyable games, right? So had a great time. I want to say, it wasn't Grands that we played in next. I want to say we played in a Quantum Daily next. In Quantum Daily, I want to say it was our very first Quantum Daily. So I think we played in 2 now. But in Quantum Daily, we played against in round 1 Resonators. But the Resonators were playing Power Sink Stone. And Power Sink Stone, to anyone that doesn't know, well, actually, it's bigger, so it's easy to see. So we're not just like, got tiny little things. So Power Sink Stone, for anyone that doesn't know, I'm sure most of you are probably speed aficionados, so you probably know about this. This card is ass, bro, right? So this is a Floodgate. Each time a monster's effect is activated, place a Spellstone counter on this card, max 2. While this card has 2 Spellstone counters, face-up monsters on the field can activate their effects, and their effects are negated. During each end phase, remove all Spellstone counters from this card. So that means, during the turn, you can activate 2 monster effects. And if the second monster effect is an effect that pops this, so for example, if I, summon out a Nightmare Phoenix, but Nightmare Phoenix is the second monster effect being activated, it won't work. Because as it goes to work, I just got a card. Power Sink Stone gets its counter. Now its effect will not resolve, right? So it just kind of sucks. Is there Trap Tricks and Duel Links? I don't actually know. I think there are some, but I don't think it's all in there. Like, I think Trap Tricks, Trap Hole, Nightmare might be in there. Yes, we've got Trap Tricks, Trap Hole, Nightmare. We've got Reflesia at 1. It looks like a lot of it is, but not all of it. Right, so like half of it is in. I remember I played against this deck a little bit, but I primarily played against it in Master Duel, so like... But yeah, except the links, there you go. I mean, we're missing like these 3, but I don't think that's a huge deal. But the big thing with the deck that we're playing, the dinosaur build we're playing, I mean, we can go and take a look at Jorfio's list, 'cause it's basically the same, right? Because I would think that Jorfio would find himself in the exact same situation, even though he's playing a list that got top 4. Obviously, he plays a lot better than we do, right? So this list, for example, how does this deck beat Power Sink Stone, right? So the only ways we have to get rid of it is Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Unicorn, right? So that's, again, if they go first, right? So if we've lost the coin toss, they've opened Power Sink Stone, which they're playing 3 copies of. They flip it over. It's like, how do we beat it? All we can do is Phoenix it or Unicorn it. Those are the only 2 cards in our entire deck that deal with it. Now, getting 2 monsters on the field is potentially possible because we can use the skill to get out Overraptor. and then we just normal summon, and then the very first monster activation will be Nightmare Phoenix. Now, that works all fine and dandy until your opponent interacts with you, right? Because they'll have a board. So, for example, this was Resonators. They'll have a board with negates on it. So they'll just, like, chain Abyss to target Phoenix, which, first off, just stops Phoenix from resolving. But, just because they've activated effect, that has now put a second counter on Power Sync Stone. Which means it also turns it off. So it's like, ah! There's just nothing we can do as dinos to beat Power Sync Stone. And that sucks, right? That sucks. Basically, you're now saying I need to play like back row hate if I want to beat this card. Now, again, Power Sync Stone is not a widely used card. It has seen a bit more play recently. But like as we can see down here, it's not seeing like a ton of play in these like decks, right? Like Resonators, it's in 2% of lists, which I think is just the guy that beat us. And then in Heroes, it's seeing like again a tiny amount of play. So it's not the end of the world, right? Power Sync, what the fuck? Exactly. We do this badly. On that point, True Draco is better trap deck. I mean, I have not really played True Draco whatsoever. I played against it a little bit, and it was just Floodgate Turbo. But obviously, we don't have all of those. Like, we don't have the Master Dual Floodgates that you'd usually see in Duel Links, so it's a little bit, like, I'm not sure exactly how it translates. I think too many decks have gotten too comfortable not playing anti-back row other than Phoenix. Yes. Well, it comes down to, a lot of it is, like, combo-oriented decks, which, like, the Dinosaur deck is a combo deck, right? It's a bit of a linear combo deck, but it's still a combo deck. You just want to increase the chances that you just open Engine as much as possible. And the best way to do so is to not play any techs, basically, right? So even, like, Forbidden Droplet could be seen as, like, a bit of an awkward card because it's not Engine, right? If you open, like, 2 or 3 Droplet, you're just kind of screwed. But the other issue that Resonators have, or that Resonators have with this card, is they have a little card called, is it Spirit Resonator? Soul Resonator? Is this one? So this is right? So if a card or cards you control would be destroyed by card effect, in fact, we'll just give this a new tab because we got the chat up, so it might make it a little bit difficult to see. But until that finishes loading, apparently the website's being slow. While you control a Red Dragon Archfiend or a Synchro monster that mentions it, which you always will, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So this can protect your Floodgate. Which means, just like MST isn't enough. If you're playing against Resonators specifically, you now need to play like Cosmic Cyclone to get rid of it. Which is like, it's so hyper-specific, right? More like Resonators have Fiendish Chain skill. Yes, I mean, so Fiendish Chain is the whole other issue, because playing as dinosaurs again, Misk won't protect you from Fiendish Chain. That is a different issue onto itself, right? That's a more specific issue. This was more just like Floodgate bad, right? This was my point with talking about this, right? So we got Power Sync Stoned. We got Power Sync Stoned twice in a row. I believe we lost both coin flips. We went second both times, and we got absolutely destroyed. So what was the next tournament we played? I'm actually trying to remember, like, because we played in a bunch of different ones. We played in another Quantum Daily, where I can't actually remember it, which means we probably didn't do too well. I think we won a game, and then we immediately lost in the second round. And I think we lost to Heroes? I don't really remember. I want to say it was Heroes that we lost to. And what we lost to was Necro Valley. Necro Valley came down, we just couldn't do anything. There was another tournament we entered, which was Rushdog Dynasty. And in that, we played against... God, what did we play against in Dynasty? It was... I want to say it was Predaplant, which we got a win. And then it was Heroes, which we got a loss. And that was, again, it was Necro Valley. Then we played in another Accession. We also, at some point, played in a Grand Tournament as well. And in a session, we played against... Oh, that was it. No, it wasn't Predaplant. In this one, we played against... Salads. That was it. We played against Salad, and we got the win against Salad. In a session, we played against... Again, it was Predaplant. And then we played against Heroes. And we lost... So we lost game... We won game 1, very convincingly. Game 2, we technically, I think, should have had lethal, right? So he had Necro Valley up, and he had Armed Dragon Thunder level 10 on the field. Or Armed Dragon Thunder, I can't remember exactly what that card's called. So he goes to battle with one card in hand, and in my mind, I'm like, okay, I've got a face-up UCT, I've got a face-down UCT, I've got an Oviraptor. He can't pop all of them. So if he's baiting, if he's trying to just bait out my interaction so that he can then activate Miracle Fusion that he drew for turn, right? If he does that, then if I flip him down, he goes back to continuing his main phase, activates Miracle Fusion, summons out Rainbow Neos, shuffles my entire board away, I lose the game, right? So in my mind, I'm like, well, I've got 2 UCT, one's face down because I've got Book of Moon. So if he pops one, goes to my turn, he pops the other, I still have Oviraptor, I use my skill, change him to level 4, activate Oviraptor, pop his guy, win the game, right? You mean Neos Fusion? Well, which, yeah, but regardless, I didn't have enough life points that I could survive. So if he just made any fusion, like he could have made, I don't know, like anything. He had like the wind monster, so he could have made, what was it, Tornado? Great Tornado? Halved my attack and then killed me with that. But the point is, if he had anything that got a fusion on the board, right? Now, what I didn't take into account, and this is something I learned, you can't use Oviraptor's effect if Necro Valley is on the field, because Oviraptor's effect says, then special summon 1 dinosaur monster from your graveyard. Now, Necro Valley will not let you do that, which means you can't do the first part. So I couldn't pop his guy. So we had lethal, and we threw. But we did throw because we thought we knew something that we didn't, right? I was like, okay. But then the reason we lost that first game was because of, or the second game, was partially because I overthought it, and we didn't understand how a card worked. It was Necro Valley. And then game 2, he used, what's their other awful Floodgate card? Was there a hero here? There must be a hero here somewhere, right? Their trap card that like banishes everything. What is that card called? This one. Different Dimension Ground. So, yeah, in a session, we lost to... Thank you, Saikusa. Welcome in, by the way. Yeah, Different Dimension Ground. So we lost to that. And at some point, we played again. We played in the Grand Prix. The Grand Prix was interesting. We lost our first game against... I think it was Salad. And we lost to DD Crow. Just like hit our misc, and then our turn was basically over. And we lost another game to, I think, DD Crow again. So I think it was DD Crow times 2. So we got a hard loss in that. Then our next game was against Salad, which we got a win. Then it was... What's the deck called? Photon. Is it Photon? The like, Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon deck. Is it called Galaxy? I think it's called Galaxy, right? So we beat that. And then we played against... It was Defleur? Something Defleur. I can't remember what it was exactly. But we got a win there. That got us into Top Cut. And then in Top Cut, we played against... what was the deck called? Stick Chair. Star Seraph. We played against Star Seraph. And we lost to Star Seraph because they had DD Crow plus Droplet plus Droll. And all of those cards absolutely donk us. We absolutely get absolutely destroyed. I got 2-0 by Tomato. I mean, to be fair, I think you got very unlucky. Like, when you played against me on stream, I feel like that is what we would expect from the Salad deck. More than what you drew when we played in Quantum. So, like, I think you would probably win that matchup more often than not. But yeah, we lost this one. We lost this one as well. So... Playing in a session was really, really fun, right? Because although we got wins and we got losses, we learned so much and we felt like all of the games were somewhat winnable. When we played in Grand Prix, again, we had like a good time. We enjoyed playing. But the only downside was, a lot of the time, it would be like, flip over one card, we can't play through it. And I think that is a dinosaur problem, right? I think a lot of other decks aren't just going to get crowed and then end their turn. A lot of other decks aren't just going to get droplet, and then their entire board just gets broken for free. A lot of decks don't get drolled, and then go, I can't finish, like, 3/4 of my combo, so my combo is now, like, UCT pass, right? I think this is a dinosaur problem, for sure. And that's the other thing I should also preference with, is that every opinion I'm sharing right now is only from the point of view as a dinosaur one trick, right? Because we've only been playing dinosaur this meta. We've played nothing else. So this might not like matter to other decks, right? For all I know, other decks can play through Power Sync. Other decks can just play through Necro Valley. Other decks can just play through DDG, right? So I'll ask you guys in the chat, who here plays a lot of the other decks in the meta, and how much do these floodgates and hand traps like stop you from playing the game, right? So like if you're playing, I don't know, salads, I feel like DDG is going to be a massive issue for you. Necro Valley I think is going to be annoying, but it'll turn off half of what you're doing, but you'll probably still be able to play the game, right? DD Crow, again, I think it's going to be annoying, but like not stop you from doing stuff, right? DDG is hard counter to Salad and Resonators. Well, there you go then. It makes me wonder why they're only playing 2 copies of it then, instead of like going all in on 3. Because what was it? We saw it here, right? This is the general split, right? 2 Necro Valley, 1 copy of Shadow Imprisoning, and 2 copies of DDG. So like, Necro Valley is kind of fine. I see. Where are my beloved Subterrors? I mean, we haven't been playing against them, right? We literally haven't played against them in tournaments. That's just how it be. But the most annoying thing is when you go into a tournament, especially when you sign up for a tournament, right? Typically, I'd sign up for a tournament like, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours beforehand, maybe longer, depending on if I knew a tournament's coming up, right? And you get this sense of anticipation, right? It's like, oh, I'm looking forward to it. I have something coming up that I'm excited to play in. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be really cool. Especially after coming off the back of a session where I was like, playing in speed tournaments is amazing. This is so much fun. I enjoyed every game. I enjoyed losing. And I've said this before. If you enjoy losing, then you're having a fantastic time, right? No one generally enjoys losing. But I took so much away from this game, and I was like, this is so good. Now, I signed up 2 hours before, but I can manage get a free win. Oh, there you go then. There you go. But yeah, I at this point, I was having a great time. Then, I like round 1 Quantum Daily, just got Power Sync Stone twice. Like, we lost the coin flip twice. Both games he just opened Power Sync in his 30-card deck. And we just died. And, like, this wasn't fun. This game was not fun. This was very much like, oh, we're just not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Today. Then we played Quantum Daily again. And like we said, we played against Valley. And we had a pretty cool back and forth. It was a really, like, pretty good game. I enjoyed it personally. Hopefully Valley did as well. But I don't know. He's probably at the point where he's played the game so much where he just knows, like, the matchup, doesn't need to really learn anything from it. And therefore is just, like, move on. But then, yeah, we just got Necro Valley out of the game. And that game wasn't very fun. Again, Predaplant, we had a good time. And then we got Necro Valley out of the game. And we didn't really have a good time. Then we played against Salad in Grand Prix. So, again, this I think comes down to a dinosaur issue. But it was like, I win the coin toss. I discard Misk. He uses Crow. I'm just looking at my hand. And I'm like, if you don't have exactly Archosaur, you just don't continue the turn. Like, the turn's just over. Because, like, what can you do from that point? The skill isn't live because we don't have a non-dino, and our opponent doesn't have a monster on their field, so we can't use our skill at all. We could maybe summon out Oviraptor if we have it, but Oviraptor doesn't do anything. Because although Oviraptor could search like a Misk, we can't activate Misk because we've already got Misk activated. Because of the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! Misk's effect is already on, so we can't discard another one. If we had 2 in our open, we could have discarded 2 at the same time, and then we could have got 1 in there. But we would have had to, like, who's going to Misk before they OV, right? The only reason to do that is if you're expecting Crow but not expecting Vela, right? So it's like, it's very awkward. It's very awkward. And then at that point, like, we summon out OV, we search something. We can't make UCT. We can't get a second monster onto the board with anything. So we can't link, we can't Xyz. So you just UCT, or you don't even UCT, you just Oviraptor pass, right? You could search like a second copy of Misk to have a Misk during your opponent's turn to protect your 1800 beta. And that is it. So DD Crow, again, if you don't open Arch, just ends your turn. So that wasn't particularly fun. Again, Salad, well, we didn't really play against Salad, but Galaxy and Defleur, these were really fun games. Especially the Defleur game. This game was really, really fun. There was so much interaction, so much back and forth, so much trying to play through what each other had. It was just so much fun. And then we got Top Cut, and we ran into the guy who was playing like every card under the sun that shuts our deck down. The other thing is, our deck also doesn't play very well under Dweller. And Star Seraph is the rank 4 turbo deck. So they also have access to Dweller. So again, this wasn't particularly fun. It's a really weird situation. Well, I feel like I really like playing against Predaplants and Salads and Resonators because it feels like there's a lot of back and forth. I feel like I'm not necessarily favored in any of those matchups, but I still really enjoy them. But anytime I have to go against like lower tiered decks, I suppose Galaxy was fine. But anytime I have to play against like Star Seraph or Heroes, I know Heroes isn't really a lower tiered deck, but like it's still, they just like floodgate me out of the game or hand trap spam me and I can't do anything. And it's just like, meh. You better play Pocket Tourneys. Everybody loves to lose versus Giratina. So I haven't like played a ton. Well, I haven't seen a ton. I haven't played any Pokemon Pocket. But like we can go and take a look, right? Because we have like the Pokemon version of Duel Links meta or whatever. So Giratina is like the best deck right now. Now, does this deck like do anything like unfun, I guess is the question. So we've got Dialga. I assume it's the Giratina itself. What does this do? Because the only real criticism I see people say about Pokemon, or Pokemon Pocket specifically, is basically like the coin flip stuff can feel really unfair, but that's typically only like a Misty thing. But like also people are like, Professor's research is unfair if only one player finds it, sort of thing. But for the most part, it's just like RNG stuff. But I guess you could also make the argument that like, just your opponent just doesn't open the floodgate and they don't do anything. Hello, Wizard Gamer. Welcome on in. Star Seraph made Top Cut. That's a surprise. I mean, it was top 32, right? So it wasn't like a top 8 scenario, right? But again, we had to play against the Star Seraph, right? If I'd played against Salad or Defleur or Resonators, I feel like I would have had a much better chance. Oh, there's the ads. There's the ads. We were trying to keep them away, but they're here. They're here now. So now we get to play the wait until the ads are gone game. Hopefully not too many people have been hit with ads. Their ads. I mean, if you don't have ads, that's fantastic. In which case you don't have to worry about it. I despise the ads so much. I wish I could turn them off, like, completely. Like, it actually really bothers me. Like, realistically, you're not making much money from the ads. You're just not, no matter who you are. Even if you're like, I mean, I guess if you're sat on like 20,000 viewers, you're probably getting actual something relevant from ads. But for the most part, you're not getting anything from ads. So it's just, it's not for my benefit. That's for Twitch's benefit, and it kind of annoys me. Will you play Meta Weekly? I don't know if Wizard can hear me right now because we do have ads, but assuming you can. I am not planning to enter Meta Weekly, and the only reason for that is that I am not subbed to... Is it Decade, or do you have to be subbed to Grand? I can't remember who it is, but I don't have a sub. I don't have the sub. Otherwise, I would play in it, just to have a bit of fun. But yeah, that's what we got going there. So I'll probably still play in some speed tournaments until thingy finishes. The issue I have as well, I get really salty, right? I get actually really salty if I lose to like a floodgate. Right? If I lose to like Salad's outplaying me, that's fine. That's fine. Right? You beat me. I couldn't play through what you had. I had a lot of fun still. We're good to go. If I lose to a floodgate, I hate it, right? And part of me is like, is it worth to keep playing in speed tournaments if there's a chance I get floodgated out and then just can't play and I actually just like despise the experience? Which is so, like, it's such a shame that I'm just, like, wired like that. Like, again, I didn't really like getting DD Crow'd out of the game, let's be honest. But It wasn't a floodgate, so it wasn't that bad, right? I didn't enjoy this game, but I didn't hate this game, right? I didn't enjoy this game, but I didn't hate this game. I hated, I hate getting floodgated. I hate getting floodgated so much. You play Dinos, right? Yes. And again, a big part of the issues I'm voicing is because I'm playing Dinos, right? Realistically, not every deck is going to have the exact same issues I am. Dinosaur as a deck is very fragile, right? Which is why Misc is so important. Misc, a lot of players hate because it basically like turns off interaction. But without Misc, Dinosaurs would do literally nothing, right? It's a lot of like really linear combo lines. Yeah, it's weak into floodgates. Yeah, 100%, 100%. But like it's like we were saying earlier, like Valley was saying, how like Resonators and Salad get like absolutely destroyed by DDG still. Like, as far as I know, Necro Valley isn't, like, that bad for a lot of these decks, but, like, DDG is, like, a big issue. And I still feel like Power Sync Stone is still going to be really toxic into, like, everything. Like, even in this tournament, we could see Power Sync Stone was in some of these decks. So, like, what is this deck? This is Stimmy. I know. I'm starting to find out who Stimmy is. I didn't know who Stimmy was before because, again, I'm a Rush guy. I don't really know the speed guys. But I've started to see Stimmy's name coming up quite a lot as, like, you know, one of the cooks in the Speed Door Kitchen. And as you can see, his decks are wild, man. This is what? Invoker de Fleur with Kaijus, and then backed up with Floodgates. And I'm like, yeah, bro, this guy. But yeah, as we can see, where was it? One of these guys had Power Sync Stone in. Yeah, here we go. This was Itachi. This is the guy that ended up winning the Quantum, and he's the guy that knocked me out with Power Sync Stone. And it's just like, Power Sync Stone is like seeing a little bit of extra play. I lost to this yesterday. Oh, you lost to the Stimmy deck? I don't know, it's so wild to me, right? It's so wild. I got revenge for you? Yeah, good job. Good job, Lolly. That's what matters. It's just like, I just want to play the game, right? That's what I want. I don't have to win the game. I don't have to, like, do much, to be honest. I want to just put cards on the table and have their effects work, right? That's what I want. If I can just play the game, I'm good, right? Power Sync Stone says I'm not allowed to play the game. And that ruins it for me so much, right? So I guess my point is, so after playing for a week, it's a bit about a week, Floodgates suck. And we'll go on to a new, new page for this. Floodgates suck. Again, a big part of this is going to be dinosaur problems. We've not spelled dinosaur there at all, but, you know. Dinosaur problems, because realistically, it's... Like we were saying, other decks don't have this issue quite so much. Hello, Acceleration Gate. Welcome, welcome. But, like, I don't know. I feel like DDG... I mean, Eric, so dinosaur specific. Let's go dinosaur specific. DDG stops us. Necro Valley stops us almost all the time. Not always, but almost all the time. Necro Valley will just stop us. Power Sync Stone also just hard stops us. I think Power Sync Stone probably stops every deck, though, realistically. I play Crystal Beasts that have innate Floodgate hate. There you go, then. Perfect. The other issue, I guess, is hand traps. Which, again, I don't dislike hand traps. I dislike that specific hand traps mess with dinosaurs. So, again, this isn't a Duel Links thing. This is a dinosaur thing. But, like, DD Crow absolutely ruins me. Veiler can stop us if we brick. And what we mean by that is if you don't open Misc and you need to, like, you need to stick an Arch or you need to stick an Ovi in order to get anything going, Veiler just stops you. So, like, Veiler can be annoying. Droll absolutely fucks us. We can't do anything through Droll. Skullmeister also, like, just messes with us because we really need Misc to resolve. No plays Power Sync Stone. That's an Itachi card. Well, that's the thing. There was one other player. Where was it? I can't remember when it was, but there was one other player that was playing it. I think he was just, like, copying Itachi. There you go. This is the deck that beat us as well, by the way. Just on the 2 Crow, the 2 Droll, the 2 Droplet, obviously, Veiler. We just couldn't beat this list, like, whatsoever. I don't know if I'd even be able to find it, but there was someone else that I saw playing Power Sync. I want to say it might have been in Hero. But I'm not realistically going to go through and look at all these different decks. But yeah, it's one of those things where, like, it's not never seen, right? It is seen at least a little bit, right? Shake my head. There we go. Exactly. So this is kind of my thoughts and feelings, I guess. I suppose the other elephant in the room is Resonators have a skill. Skill to set Chain. Now, against dinosaurs, that's really good because Chain is one of the few things that goes through Misk. So this actually, like, really stops us from doing anything. Unfortunately, players turn to Floodgates as an answer to strong decks and skills. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I don't want to... It's really difficult sometimes to separate the player from the deck, right? Because at the end of the day, if the only deck I had was Heroes, right? The only deck I had, because I'm like, I'm not paying to play, maybe I'm not grinding all the time, and you still want to play in tournaments, well, you're going to play the deck, and you're going to play the best version of the deck, and the best version of the deck is Floodgates, right? That's just kind of how that goes. But it still feels awful to play against. Like, it feels so bad to play against. I lost to Rai yesterday playing Resonators. Well, there you go. Why is that something unfortunate is kind of the answer, though. So what do you mean by that, Slate, right? Because on one hand, Floodgates are inherently bad for the game, right? Floodgates exist as a... I don't want to say they exist, because that's wrong, right? Floodgates have just been designed from the very inception of Yu-Gi-Oh! As a way to just slow the pace of the game down. That's why they exist. They exist to, like, turn things off, to slow things down. Now, Floodgates can do lots of different things, right? They can, for example, turn off toxic things. So, Jinzo was the OG trap Floodgate, right? But people didn't mind Jinzo as much, because the stuff that Jinzo turned off was usually the bullshit stuff, right? So, like, Jinzo turned off things like Gravity Bind, right? It could turn off things like Magic Cylinder. It could turn off Ring of Destruction. It turned off a lot of these, like, really disgusting, powerful cards. So, like, having that be a Floodgate wasn't the end of the world. But then you got things like Skill Drain. Skill Drain was a multifaceted card when it was first introduced, because players would use it to turn off their own monsters' negative effects. So they got very strong cards basically for free, as well as the side effect of turning off your opponent's stuff. Necro Valley as well, when it was reduced, or when it was released, did the same thing. You didn't play Necro Valley originally to mess with your opponent's graveyard. You played it to buff your own Gravekeeper monsters, and then as a byproduct, your opponent's graveyard got hit, right? They hit deal with broken skills, otherwise, what are we supposed to do? Just accept that our monsters will always get Super Polyed or Hydra. So, I think, though, it comes down to the point where... So I get what you're saying, Slate. I understand what you're saying. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You are in no way wrong. But it would be nice if the cards that allowed the lower tier decks to compete didn't just turn a load of stuff off and instead allowed you to, like, play through them or gave you protection from ridiculous things, right? Like, Floodgates aren't, I don't think, like, a catch-all for, like, oh, we definitely need this because this is the only way to deal with problem. First off, it would be nice if the problem didn't exist in the first place, right? And second off, there are other ways to design cards in such a way where you don't have to, like, interact with them in that sort of way, where you just hard shut everything off, right? Like, I think it's just one of those things where some people are going to be very pro-Floodgate, probably because they use them. And then some people are going to be very anti-Floodgate, probably because they don't use them, right? So I think that's all it's going to be, is if your deck that you like plays Floodgates, I feel like you're just going to be very pro-Floodgate. And if your deck that you play and you like doesn't use Floodgates, you're going to be anti-Floodgate, right? There are other answers to select establish at least 2 bosses with back row, curate and curate the super poly skills so that they require meaningful cost. I mean, yeah, there's that as well, right? How does a floodgate stop super poly and kaiju? I mean, I don't know, actually, now you mentioned it. Not specifically just those things, but people went something like Hollowed Barrier to deal with strong pushes from broken skills. You can hate Hollowed, but honestly, it is a good answer. Oh, it is a good answer. It is a good answer, right? If your only objective is to win the game, or to win a tournament, for example, 100% you should be using absolutely everything that is in your power to win those games, right? So that's the other part of this argument, which is what type of player people are. So I don't know if anyone watched the Solemn Yu-Gi-Oh video, but in that, there's a guy called Solemn, and he is a Cardfight Vanguard professional player that also dabbles in Yu-Gi-Oh! And he was talking about his experiences and the way that he broke the type of players down into, like, casual player that just plays whatever deck they want. They're just there to have fun. They're just there to have a good time. They're not there to win. They're just there to, like, enjoy the game. Then there's, like, the middle group of players, which is, like, your semi-competitive to, like, very competitive player. And these are the players that, you know, they win a couple of tournaments here and there. They're entering tournaments regularly. They're playing the best version of their deck they possibly can. They're maybe not playing, like, the absolute best deck, but they're always playing, like, a tier 1, 2, 3 deck. They're always competing to win. They're always trying their best. And then there's, like, the upper echelon, which is, like, the god players. The players that are very frequently winning tournaments. The players that are going to worlds. You know, the hyper-competitive, unbelievably good players, right? And in that, he makes the argument that the people at the very, very tippy top are having a great time because they're playing the best decks. They're playing against the best decks. They're playing with a lot of knowledge and a big knowledge base that allows them to have a really good time playing against other really high skill players. And they're absolutely loving it, right? And the casual players are just there to have fun. So they probably are also having reasonably good time. They're not there to win. They don't really care. They're just playing the deck they like, seeing how they can do with it. And if they get a few wins, great. If they don't, oh well, there's always next time. But it's the group in the middle, which is usually about like 80% of the player base, where you're trying to do your best, but you're not God mode, right? You're not world's competitor level. And for them, that's like the middle muddy part where like everything kind of falls apart because you're not there just super casual, just trying to like have a good time, but you're also not like unbelievably try-harding to the point where you're playing the best deck in the room. And when you get to that stage, I think that's when that's kind of where I feel like I am, where like we're trying to get better, we're trying to improve, we're trying to learn the meta, but because I'm not able to like play the other decks, right? Because I don't have salads, I don't have resonators, because I'm locked into just playing this one deck, because my deck that I'm playing can't play through floodgates, we can't play through a lot of hand traps. That's where like it starts to fall apart, is that I'm in like that part, I'm in that section, right? And I think a big part of that again is going to come down to what your goals are, right? I'm a visitor, I'm a tourist, right? I'm enjoying playing speed still, right? Despite all of this, and despite like how kind of ranty this comes across as, I'm actually still enjoying speed. But I would argue I've had more fun playing speed on the ladder than I have in tournaments. Now again, this was probably the most fun I've had playing speed so far. Playing Resonator's Salad in Gates tournament, this was so much fun. I came away from this like elated. I came away from this like, this is what tournaments are going to be like. This is incredible. Like, even comparing it to Rush tournaments, I was like, this playing in a session was so much more rewarding. It felt so interesting. The games were interactive. I got to play through my opponent's boards. They were playing through the stuff that I put down. It was engaging. It was exciting. It was so much fun. And then this sucked. This sucked. This sucked. This was enjoyable. This was enjoyable. This was like the next most fun tournament I played in. And then this sucked. And genuinely, after every single time I've been floodgated out of a tournament, every single time I've just been like, do I just stop? Like, do I actually just stop? Like, this just isn't fun. And I think if you're genuinely not enjoying the tournament, or you're not enjoying the tournament scene, it's okay to stop, right? You don't have to force yourself to keep playing. But then I think back to this. I go, that was amazing. I think back to this. I go, that was really fun. And then I think back to the ladder. And I go, I really enjoy playing on the ladder. And so I'm just like, ah! I'm on such two worlds where I'm like, or two minds, where I'm like, I really like the dinosaur deck. I really enjoy the dinosaur deck. I really enjoy some of the matchups, and they're really good, and I'm really enjoying them. Is a session Excel's tournaments? Yes. I think it's called a session. So we've played in two of them now. We played in a session. We'll mark these differently. Obviously, they're not 1 and 2. They're like 480 or something. But ladder is the copium you need to inhale for the tournament. I think it comes down to, again, when you're on ladder, you're not playing against the absolute best players. You might run into one of the best players, but you're not guaranteed to, right? You're not always going to. And because of that, because the games become a lot more varied, you get a lot more... What's the best way to like sum this up? When you play in a tournament, you're always going to be against people that have specific techs, and they have a lot of experience playing against the absolute meta decks, and they will play to win. A lot of the times when you play in a tournament, there is a cash prize on the line. Because there's a cash prize on the line, people get invested in winning that cash prize. Some people just want the prestige of winning a tournament. Some people are just testing and using these tournaments as a testing ground because what they want to do is grind and do really, really well in KC Cup Stage 2. And some of these players just want the money, right? If there's like $20 for winning, for some people, that's a lot of money, right? I can't take that away from you. If you want that $20, or if you want the prestige, or if you're using this as practice, who am I to tell you not to do that because I want to have more fun? That's not fair, right? If you want to play all your floodgates and all of your hand traps, obviously you should be able to do that, right? The downside is that it has the knock-on effect of just giving me, and I guess players like me, a worse experience. And again, a big part of that might just be down to like the deck I'm playing, but that's just the deck I've got. Unless I like spend a load of money, it's not really feasible for me to build another deck right now. We just went all in on dinosaurs, right? I think realistically, DDG is probably the biggest issue. Like we say, Power Sink Stone doesn't see a lot of play, but it's still toxic as heck. Necro Valley is easier to play around. Even as the dinosaurs, I can beat Necro Valley. Not all the time, but I can. But Necro Valley is very good into some specific things, but not good into others. DDG, though, is just toxic. I hate this card. Like, it's seeing enough play. Here it is immediately. It's seeing enough play where it's prevalent in the meta, as well as it's a lingering effect. If it was just like Macrocosmos and I could just pop it and then continue on with my turn, that's fine, because that's almost what happens with Necro Valley, right? You can just... It's not necessarily easy, depending on what deck you're playing, but just popping Necro Valley and continuing on is fine. You can just do that. Or you can just play under Necro Valley and just some of your effects won't work. But DDG is so awful against almost every deck, I feel, right? To be honest, DDG is a lot worse than Macrocosmos/DIFI. Yeah, exactly, it is. I dislike it so much. You can compete with Subterra if you did complete it. I don't actually know how much we did do with Subterra. I mean, we could jump over here quick and have a look, right? Oh no, that's the wrong button. Slight tangent, but we're just going to go and see how much Subterra stuff we actually did get. Bearing in mind as well, I'm not the biggest Subterra guy. The deck's never interested me all that much. I mean, to be fair, we do have 3 Hidden City. We have 2 copies of Final Battle. I don't think people play Succession. We have plenty of... I mean, what are the other high rarity ones? We only have 1 Umastrix. We did get all the Gurus. We do have Fiendus. Obviously, we have all the... You know, both the Fienduses. Subterra. I'm surprised there's so many people that really like Subterra. I've always kind of been the kind of person where I think decks like Subterra, which are like kind of control decks, I suppose. I've never been a huge control player. I used to play control a lot when I was younger. But this was like back when Yu-Gi-Oh! First came out. Like the very first time I played in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament, I played Pac-Man. And for those people that don't know, that it's a GOAT deck, which is Pure Advantage Camel, Munches All Noobs. And the whole point of that deck is you play Floodgates, you stop your opponent from doing anything, you continuously pop all their monsters in their back row, you have a lot of draw power, so you just like... amass a bunch of advantage while stopping your opponent from playing the game. And, like, I just kind of stopped playing that because I didn't... Like, I played that deck because it was cheap and it was easy, right? I didn't have to invest a lot of money because I was a child and I didn't have any money and I was poor. At the same time, the deck wasn't complicated. It was very, I'm going to turn your side of the board off and then I'm going to have fun and you're not going to have fun. And that's fun for me, right? But hello, Renru. Welcome, welcome. I've been using Subterra and was easy dual level max. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I guess, the very first Subterra game we played against on Duel Links was actually Manicus, and he absolutely destroyed us. Just turned off our summon off of Gorgonda. We just couldn't do anything. You need 3 Guru, 3 Fiendus, 3 Final Battle, 2 Hidden City. We've already got 3 Hidden Cities, so, you know, there's at least that. Subterra is cringe AF. I think... Again, it's not typically the sort of deck that I would play nowadays, but I do understand why people like it, right? Again, I don't want to like shit on people that like this deck, because I actually think of the newer decks, I think Subterra is by no means the biggest offender, right? In terms of like the stuff that I think is like annoying to play against, it's probably like Tindangle. Because Tindangle is a weird deck where I feel like every time Tindangle's doing what they want to do, they're like destroying the game, right? They're like playing FTK, or they're playing like... What's the other version of Tindangle? There's the FTK version, and then there's like... Is it a Floodgate version? I can't remember what it was. There was another version of Tindangle as well, but it was also like really obnoxious to play against. There's a solid control deck community. I mean, yeah. All 5 max. Nice, nice. The art style of Subterra looks cool, but I hate their gameplay and playing against them. As a dinosaur player, I don't really mind playing against them, because like Tyranno kind of like hard counters them in a lot of ways. It's not quite that easy, because you have to play through all their interactions. But I feel like as a dinosaur player, I don't have to worry about it too much. Why spiritualism and not MST or cosmic cycling? All right, that is an excellent question. We should actually cover that. So the reason we're playing spiritualism, right? The reason we're playing spiritualism is very specific, right? This is a extremely specific tech. Hello, Hikari. We've actually been neglecting Hikari recently, so we'll give Hikari the shout out today, because we did give it to Gate last time. I need to remember. It's like, what is it? 2 minutes between shout outs. I just need to like sort that out. Really, I just need to remember to do it more often. Your dinos are missing the double beasts for real. Right. So we'll talk about spiritualism. We'll talk about spiritualism. Yes, basically for Resonator. Basically for Resonator. But so the logic is, spiritualism deals with back row. So spiritualism can deal with chain, and it can deal with specifically Necro Valley, right? So this card just deals with those. Those are like the biggest cards, but also just hitting a back row can be useful, because a lot of the time we can't make like more than one Lagia. A lot of the time we're not going to be able to stick a Overtex, or we can't make Nightmare Phoenix like consistently, right? Now, if we played MST, we get stopped by specifically Soul Resonator, right? Because if we go back to here, Soul Resonator says if a card would be destroyed while you control RDA or a sequence that mentions it, which you will always have, banish this card from graveyard instead. So MST does not work against Resonators. Then it's like, okay, Cosmic Cyclone. That will do the job. But then, let's see if we can find a Resonator deck quick. Nope. Here we go. But then, they just use Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss or Void Ogre. So that also doesn't work, right? So I had to find a card that I could use to hit Chain and ideally other back row that doesn't get stopped by Hot Red and doesn't get stopped with Void Ogre and doesn't get stopped by Soul Resonator. So that was the logic of using Spiritualism, right? Now, it's so hyper-specific, but the issue is the Resonator matchup comes up so often. This is like one of the most played decks in the game. So not having an out to Chain, which again, hard shuts down my turn if he uses it at the right time, is so bad, right? I need a way to deal with this. So that's the logic, right? The Rage Spiritualism. I mean, it's in there for like... It's a bit memey, right? It feels weird to be in the deck. But in my mind, it makes sense, right? Now, whether or not that logic is flawed, whether or not there's a better option out there, That's all fine and dandy. Why does negate cosmic but not? Because spiritualism has this little line of text on it saying... in fact, let's get it up so it's easier to see. Spiritualism. So it says, it's not really easy to see, but the second line of text on this card's activation and effect cannot be negated. So that's why. That's why this card specifically ends up being pretty good. It's like, it's almost like this card was printed specifically to let me deal with, like, let a dinosaur-only player deal with resonators. It's so weird. It's so weird. But yeah, that's why we're on spiritualism. I would much rather this was like MST, right? But we've just gone through all the reasons why it can't be MST. As well as the fact this card was very easy to get, right? It's just card trader. You just exchange some bits for it and it's like, bam, done. But yeah, that's like the logic that we have. But yeah, resonators, skill set chain. We need something to deal with it. That's why we've got it. I mean, you know, we'll just write the word spiritualism here. And I suppose we'll also write in here, chain works under MISC. I guess we'll also put here as well. Floodgates work under MISC. So like, this is like the issues we've been having. But like, again, there's good stuff as well, right? There is 100% good things as well. Building a board is fun. Breaking a board is fun. And I think this is the core of Yu-Gi-Oh! For me, right? Or modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Or modern Speed Duel, however you want to look at it, right? Building a board and breaking a board is really fun. Playing through multiple interactions feels rewarding. Now, there's some caveats here. MISC can make this effortless, depending on the matchup. So, I would also say that as a dinosaur player, MISC is still a bit of an asshole card. I know a lot of people don't like MISC, and that's okay. You're not supposed to like MISC, right? But the issue is, without MISC, the dinosaur deck doesn't do anything at all, right? Dino has issues rebuilding a board as well, though, right? Yes, they do. It can depend, right? Like, for the most part, if your board gets broken, usually you will just die, like, straight up. So, generally, that is the case. But, if you get an Oviraptor or an Archosaur, if you just have one of these good to go on your follow-up, which, again, I should get rid of this. If you have one of these two ready to go on you as a follow-up play, you can kind of just rebuild relatively easily. Like, you can go OV grab, like, MISC, assuming we don't already have one, activate MISC effect. Our graveyard's now full of stuff, so we can use its effect to bring out, like, anything. So we could get, like, another baby if we have one in the deck, or we could get out Arc. If we have a card in hand, we could use Arc's effect. That gets us an easy pill. And then suddenly you're off to the races, right? But if you don't have one of those, right? If you, like, draw for turn and it's baby, and you've got nothing else, what do? You don't do anything. You're just dead, right? So, like, that's kind of the... Rebuilding for dinos can be really difficult. So you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It kind of depends what you have and how many resources you've already expended. The other issue is that once you've, like, spent a lot of your extra deck, there's no real rebuilding there. I guess the other big thing is if you're not playing Overtex and you lose both of your Tyrannos, it really sucks. If you are playing Overtex, you can just banish your Tyrannos using MISC and then put them back into your deck with Overtex. So, like, because Overtex effect is that it can be special summoned from your hand by shuffling 5 of your banished dinosaur monsters into the main deck. So you can use this effect to just summon it naturally, and then just throw your bosses back in the deck and you get to go again. Just when summoning Tyranno, keep baby in hand, so you pop it in the opponent's turn, summon OV at their turn. So that's what you ideally do. It depends if you have enough babies though, right? Like, a lot of the time, you'll have, like, a weird number of babies that you'll have access to, or you'll have to spend all the babies to get, like, an extra point of interaction. Ideally, you always, during your opponent's turn, UCT into baby, into OV, into MISC, and then you have a Misk during your opponent's turn, which, like, is fantastic, right? Now, your cards aren't going to get popped during the main phase. You have an extra body on the field, and you've got the interaction flipping down. If you have double Misk, that's even better, because now you have an OV, which you can also send for the other, not Misk, UCT. So, like, there's, like, a lot of different things you can do with that. The issue is, again, the deck is so fragile that anything that interrupts it can absolutely just give you a bad day, right? Play one of the other, baby. So, all right. Let's talk about that just for a sec, right? We don't want to, like, dive too deep into this. So you are saying about playing one copy of Petitrodon. This guy. This is a good card, right? Some people have been playing a single copy of this card. This is kind of just worse, baby. First off, we can't search it off the skill. So that's one thing. Second, it's 4 and higher. Which is, like, kind of awkward, because the only monsters this can summon are 4s. Because we can't special summon Overtex, and we can't special summon UCT. So this is a worse version of Baby, because it can only summon Oviraptor, Misk, and Giant Rex, right? On top of the fact, we're not really going to be searching this card most of the time, right? The main reason that I don't like Petitrodon is because a lot of the time it doesn't feel like I need another baby. Like, in some situations, it's fantastic. But what we have done, which is a bit weird, is we're playing the third Arch, and this is something that is not common. Most people are only playing 2 Arch. The reason we're playing a third is for, I guess, 2 reasons. The first is, if we get crowed, if we activate Misk, if we start the turn, activate Misk. Hello, Flickon, welcome. If we activate Misk, send it to the graveyard, our opponent immediately crows it. We can't use Misk effect to summon out Arch. If we don't get Arch on the field, our turn is very over. So by playing 3, we increase the chances that we open an Arch, so then let us play the game, right? That's the reason we're playing the third Arch, just to play around Diddy Crow. That's the only reason. Well, the other reason is also that we're playing Ensemble Robin, and if we open 1 copy of Arch and we're only playing 2, we can't go into Robin, at least not very easily, because we're going to summon out an Arch, we're then going to use Arch to go into Linkuriboh, use the skill to send Linkuriboh, then we're going to grab Baby. The ideal play is that we have the OV out from the first Baby, then Baby gets summoned, Arch pops Baby, then we get to summon another Arch from deck and another Arch from graveyard, right? But that play doesn't work if we open... I guess in this build of the deck, we have to open 2 Arch for it not to work. Because we need to have 2 in our deck, 1 to summon off of Baby and 1 to summon off of Misk. You could play the Doodle engine with the other Baby. So that's where we get into, like, other weird stuff. Because, like, the Doodle engine's cool, right? I do like Tyranno. But the whole point of this deck is that you want to play as few cards as possible. So you just open Misk and Baby, right? This is the goal. If we open Misk, we open Baby, we are off to the races. If we have to rely on something like Fossil Dig to find one of these 2 cards, all of a sudden, we can get hit with Void Ogre. We can get hit with Abyss. We can get hit with Interruption. If we have to summon out Soul Oviraptor to get Misk into hand, now we've opened ourselves up to getting hit by so much stuff, right? Like any kind of monster negate, including Veiler, right? So, like, it's very awkward. That's why we want to keep the number of cards as low as possible, which is why I didn't really want to go up to 23. I liked playing this game at 20 cards, but without Spiritualism in the deck, we just auto-lost some matchups, right? Tomato on the badge tech? Yeah, we've been testing it out, Toti. We've been testing it out. We've been really enjoying it. It's come up a couple of times. One annoying time where this did actually come up was I was playing against Resonators, and he did his whole thing. He made his board, and then he set the chain, and passed. And I'm like, okay, my time to shine. So, like, we activate Misk, we activate Spiritualism, got rid of the chain, we pop the Baby, we go into Oviraptor. Oviraptor effect searches, I think we searched Giant Rex, or we searched UCT, whatever we searched. And then our opponent drolled us. And there wasn't a lot more game after that, because if you're drolled, you can't do a lot, as Dino, it turns out. It's weird. Suddenly our Fossil Digs were turned off. Was it Evolution Pill was turned off as well? I can't really remember. But it was just like, I just remember, like, the turn just felt like it was just over. How can you grind keys? I'm trying to get LD card. I don't know what LD card is specifically, but keys is just like play games. So like play against people at the playing at the gate won't help you. Just keep collecting your gifts, I guess, is going to be like the big one, because that's you get keys from gifts. So like I'll just show you quick. We go to the world and click these 7 gate keys. You also just get them just from like playing the game, right? So just play against roaming duelists and shit. Well, the issue with playing its legendary duelists at the gate is they cost keys, right? This is where it becomes an issue. You can't really grind keys if you're spending keys. But yeah, I mean, we were trying to talk about like the stuff we like about speed. Diversity, diverse meta. Let's go diverse meta. So, right, depending on who you ask, I think some people will be like speed is very diverse, and some people will be like, no, it's not. Realistically, we're looking at what? We're looking at salads, we're looking at resonators, we're looking at hero, which is prevalent, we're looking at predator plants, we're looking at... Is that kind of it? Is that like the big ones? What was in like the top deck speed, or tier list even, that'd be better. Geminis and Lyrilusk, I don't see these decks a ton. Lyrilusk is definitely up there though. It has been like winning tournaments lately, right? Gemini, I don't see it a lot. I feel like Gemini is like the least played of these decks. So that's already a good number, right? And these are like all the tiered decks, I guess. But then you've also got like the slightly lower down stuff, right? Like we're still seeing a little bit of Striker. We're seeing a little bit of like people's pet decks. Like, I mean, if we go and take a look at, for example, this Grand Prix is a good example actually, because it has like a nice breakdown. If we just look at the top 32, let's not even bother looking at the entire tournament. So we've got Resonators, Salamandrake, Dino, Hero, Lyrilusk, Predaplant, Crystal Beast, Invoke Defleur. Again, Defleur is a bit of a weird one, but it's kind of a bunch of different decks. Star Seraph, Subterra, Synchron, Tindangle. So there are like a lot of different decks that you are seeing, right? Which is just really nice. It's just really nice to have like a really diverse meta. Maybe Birds, but Geminis fell off hard. Yeah, it's a weird one. Gemini is just... I don't see anyone play it, right? Like, I used to see people play it a lot when I was watching tournaments, but when I've actually been playing myself, like either climbing through ranked or playing KC Cup Stage 1, I have played one Gemini player. Just one. So it's like, where are they all? That Crystal Beast was me? Oh, nice. Let's have a look. So I assume you're in... Well, the question I suppose then becomes, did you make it to top? I mean, you might have got knocked out at the same time I did. It's looking like it, because I'm not seeing anything. I mean, if we look at, like, the top 16, this is basically all one deck. Like, it's almost all Resonators, right? There's a couple of Heroes, there's one Dinosaur, and then there's the Stimmy deck. But, like we were saying earlier, I think Stimmy's kind of in his own little world. Like, we're all playing, like, Speed Duel, and Stimmy's playing Stimmy Duel. If I want legendary duelist cards, should I play against level 410? So if you want their card drop specifically, you can reduce the size of the pool of cards you're getting if you play against the high level. So you always want to play against level 40. So, you know, there's that. That Crystal Beast. Me, look up more dedicated guide on YouTube. I would be shocked if it's not in the tier list anymore by tomorrow. I wouldn't be shocked, right? I mean, yeah, probably, right? Gemini going second versus Resonators feels so bad. I've only played 2 Gemini since box release. I mean, yeah, that's basically kind of how it feels as well, right? Is there any insect deck lists this month? Do you mean in, I assume you're talking about Rush? Because we did see an insect get top 8 by one of the players that's in chat, again, in Rush. But there is a bit of a caveat there. Just use UR ticket for whatever card you are looking for, not a dream ticket. That is a good point as well. We have tons of UR tickets. I mean, if we go and take a look at mine. Speed ticket. We've got UR ticket, UR ticket, and then if we go down, UR ticket. We actually don't have that many on this account. I guess our Rush account has a lot more. Our speed account doesn't actually have that many. Yeah, my Rush account is like like 40 UR speed tickets, just like sitting on them. I think we went through and cleansed this at some point. I had buys, yeah, exactly. So like, I think you got there with like 0 wins, but it's like top 8's a top 8. I'm looking at the latest Crystal Beast Pegasus, and it's not in the tickets. That's a shame. The last Crystal Beast Pegasus. Let's have a look. See what we can find in here. Crystal. Yep, there's definitely no Crystal Beast Pegasus in here. Is Pegasus a drop from Jesse? I assume it must be. So my opponent, we both have 2 rounds of 2 buys. There we go then. Be careful of time ticket. Pegasus is a level up reward. I mean, I don't know. We can go and have a look, right? We're not doing anything else right now. We're kind of just yapping. No, that's the wrong one. Jesse wasn't in the Bonds Beyond Time movie. Whatever that was called. Do we even have Jesse? We might not even have Jesse. Or I might just be blind, or both. It could be both. There's Jesse. We don't have Jesse on this account, so I can't even look. All right, but. So diverse matter. So it's all of that, and then everything else, right? So there are still more decks than just this. I mean, I probably could use a character ticket. I mean, is it necessary? I'll tell you what. Again, we're not doing anything. We haven't like started dueling yet. We'll just go use a character ticket. Here we go. If we're allowed to, that is. Where is Jesse? Jesse blurred out. No, there he is. We're just blind. We're just blind to him. Come on down, Jesse Anderson. Because we've got the English voices installed at the moment. Alright, we don't get an audio file. That's a shame. I'm sorry, we don't want to look at Rainbow Dragon. Let's go and take a quick peek. Switch gate to GX. Oh, there he is. Well, can confirm it is in there as a drop. Although we don't have level 40 unlocked as well on the speed account. We're just so lazy. We're just so lazy. That's all it really comes down to. Only get 2 from level up. Crystal Sesso Bros. Hello, Ray, by the way. I didn't catch you earlier. Hello, hello. You forgot Subterrors and Tri-Brigades. They are prevalent as well. I mean, you're not wrong, right? But we're just not going to catch up to everything, right? We'll put them in there. Let's go Subterror and Tri. Because Tri-Brigade did actually win a tournament, right? Like, Dwan won a tournament. So, you know, hats off to him for doing that. I got new glasses recently. Nice. I mean, I need new glasses. I have had these glasses for probably about 12 years now. Like, it's actually getting a bit silly. But every time I go back to the opticians, they're like, your eyesight hasn't changed. And I'm like, you're saying I don't have to spend £200 on new glasses? And they're like, no, you should still buy new glasses. And I'm like, you're saving me £200 is what you're telling me. So I'm like... I see more Tri-Brigade than Subterra personally. I mean, yeah, Tri-Brigade did just like win a tournament like straight up as well, right? So, now what the fuck? Still not unlock all characters? That's insane for Rush player. Now, again, this is our speed account. We have a Rush account as well, right? So, are you excited for the SBR anime? SBR. You're gonna have to break that down for me, Ray. Over here, they always try to get you to spend. Yeah, they do here as well. I went to the dentist because you know we just do like the every 6 months you have a checkup or whatever, right? Or it might be a year and a half now. I can't remember. But for like the last 10 years, I've gone to the dentist, and they've been like, "Yeah, your teeth are fine. Don't need anything. Don't need any work at all." And then I went in recently, and they were like, "Oh, you know, we should get you this Steel Ball Run." Yes, I did see Steel Ball Run is announced, and I'm very, very excited for that. Very, very excited for that. But yeah, I went in and they were like, "Oh, you should get this special toothpaste because, you know, it'll strengthen your enamels." And I was like, "Okay." And they're like, "Oh, by the way, you should get this latest toothbrush that we've got. You should buy it through us, and we'll give you a voucher to get you some money off." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then they were like, Oh yeah, by the way, so there might not be anything wrong with one of your teeth, but there's like, on the x-ray, it was like, there might be a tiny amount of decay. So what we should do is we should get you a filling in there. And I was like, do I need this filling? And they were like, yes. And so like, we did that. And then they put in a filling. And then afterwards, they were like, well, what we did was we put in a temporary filling. So I had to pay. So in the UK, we have to pay for each dentist appointment. And the more work that gets done, the more you pay, right? So I had to pay for a temporary filling, for a filling I probably didn't need, for then them to say we have to come back and just put in a not temporary filling. And I'm just like, I've gone 10 years with no dentistry required whatsoever, and you're telling me all of a sudden I've got to get special toothpaste, a special toothbrush, and have the filling, a filling in twice, right? I'm just like, why? Five Dino players keep delay misc in my first turn. It depends, right? On one hand, you'll get rewarded if you don't have to misc. On the other hand, if your opponent sets up 2 quick effect points of interaction, then you've like played yourself, right? Damn, robbers don't use guns anymore nowadays. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, what else do we like about speed, guys? You guys are the speed players. I'm just a tourist. What do you guys like about speed? I like this. I like building a board. I like breaking a board. I think both of these things are fun. I like playing through multiple interactions because it's rewarding. I like that there's a diverse meta, and you're not always going to play against the same things. One thing I will say, I don't know... Alright, so this is going to be probably a very personal thing. And again, I will also say, if I lose to a floodgate, I'm going to be a salty bitch, right? That is who I am. That is just what I do. If I get beaten in a game because of something that I deem to be like super cringe, I hate it, right? So I'm always going to be a salty bitch when I lose to a floodgate. But one weird thing I've noticed about speed, most of the time when I play against a speed player, they don't say GLHF. They just don't. They don't say GLHF. And I think it's rude. I don't know if that's like a cultural difference. But like every time I play Rush, you're like GLHF, you'll get a GLH, like a good luck back, or a have fun back, or a like I'm looking forward to playing. And it's especially polarizing because whenever I've played Rush in Japanese tournaments, they're always so polite. They are unbelievably polite. They're always like, I'm looking forward to playing with you, right? They're always like you'll 2-0 them in the most disgusting like RNG festival time, and they'll be like, thank you for playing with me. And I'm just like, JP bros, you are too pure. You are too pure for this world. But then like I play against the speed players. There was a game I played I think yesterday, and I was like GLHF, and I got back okay, like as the response, just okay. I'm like, bruh. Like it's like a handshake, right? Like whenever I play in person, you always give your opponent like a handshake at the end of the game. That was just always the way that we did it. Maybe it's different in the UK, right? Maybe we're just like very polite here, right? Yeah, I don't know. I think players used to be nicer before, maybe. I don't know, man. I think the floodgates they've turned everyone. At least they don't insult you. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like I say, I am the biggest salty bitch when I lose. So yesterday, after I lost to getting floodgated, I did drop, people that play floodgates are massive pussies. Now that was in the heat of the moment. I regret it. I apologize to any floodgate players that were there that had to see that display. I'm not proud of it. But I also still really don't like floodgates, so if you could stop playing them, that would be great. But yeah. I'm in the UK, you stab the opponent if you win. Only certain parts of London, right? Only certain parts of London, right? Only certain parts of London. Speed players get upset because they spend all this time and money and still don't win. Hurts their ego. I mean, I don't think it's that. I think it's just like, because it might literally just be the people I played against, right? I don't think it's like a speed player versus thingy, like Rush player or anything like that. I think it just so happens the very few tournament games I've played, a lot of them have been like that. Like, to be fair, not all of them, right? Like, both the Salad players I played against, they were lovely. They were so great. They were lovely. This hero player, again, lovely, absolutely lovely. He was charming. We had a little chat. He was fantastic, right? It's just like a lot of the other players. Also, DeFleur player, this guy, he was lovely. He was. I don't want to sit here and you know, I don't want to turn this into just bashing on speed players. It's something I noticed, and it might just be because the speed community is so much bigger. Whereas when I play the Rush community, it's a lot more like tight-knit. And then when I play the JP Rush community, that's also like very tight-knit. Everyone's just very polite, right? Might have to do with all the community being smaller now and the later tournaments having more non-English speakers. That also could very much be it, right? It's like after trying to corral just 8 people together to play Rush Rivals. Which, by the way, we should be continuing Rush Rivals today, so if anyone's been waiting for that, I know very few people probably have, but if anyone's waiting for Rush Rivals, it's coming back today. Just trying to get 8 people at the same place at the same time to play a mobile game, and then hearing about all the problems people are having because they're only playing on mobile. So I have always been like a PC player, right? I've always played on PC. I played Duel Links obviously on mobile when it was only on mobile, but since it came to PC, I go on mobile to play Duel Links in bed, right? Or if I'm like out, right? That's what I use the phone for. For the most part, I'm on the PC all the time. But so many people in the community just don't have a PC. They flat out just don't have one. And a big part of that is going to be like, you know, where do they live in the world? What kind of financial situation are they? For some cultures, it's just not a thing. You just don't have a home computer. But for me, it's always been very normal. So it's kind of a bit of a culture shock. And I think a lot of players are from like South America, and a lot of South American players are mobile gamers. That's one of the biggest like mobile markets in the entire world, and a lot of those people do play Duel Links, and it's fantastic, right? It's great. It's really, really fun playing against them. They're all lovely people, but there can be sometimes a bit of a language barrier, right? Some of the nicest people I've met in the community are South American LATAM players, which, again, they're great. They're fantastic. I think a lot of them are really, really nice. They're really, really strong players as well. Really good competition, really good sports. But there is a bit of a language barrier, and sometimes getting the message across can be a bit awkward. We need head pat channel points. What kind of map do you want, Ray? Your 2021 WCS winner game map. I don't think we have that, Ray. I'm going to go out on a limb and say we don't have that. I want a head pat tomato. I mean, I don't have any head pats to give. I can, like, I can do this. There you go. That's the best you got. Why didn't you say red boot? There is no red boot map. Is there not a red boot map? That's so weird. If that's the joke, I'll cry. But yeah, I think, like, overall, like I say, speed fun. This is a dinosaur problem, and that's fine. This I still don't like. If we could just draw attention to floodgates real quick. If we could just do something about floodgates stopping me from having any fun in the game, that would be great. Other than that, speed's fun. Really enjoyed speed. I don't like this card. I don't really like this card, although it's not as bad. And I also really don't like this card. So if we could just deal with these, I'd be happier. And I think realistically, if I'm happier, the whole community's happier, right? I think happiness is infectious, so we'll just start with me and it will just spread, right? Did I spy Samsung, by the way, or are you an Apple bro? What do we have here? We have a Nokia. We have a Nokia phone. We do have an Android. We do play Android. I'll tell you that much. We do not. I'm not a big iPhone player. iPhone user. An Apple guy. I'm not a big Apple guy. Abyss Dweller 2? Yes. So it is a little bit hypocritical of me to say that because we are playing Dweller. But I would also be happier if Dweller wasn't in the game. Again, Floodgates are fine if they have counterplay, right? And by counterplay, I don't mean just have the out exactly when you need it. Because, like, Dweller has, an out, right? You can just negate it. You could droplet it. You could activate Chalice on it. There are ways to deal with Dweller. The issue is, if you don't have one of those exactly in the draw phase of your first turn, Nokia 110, 1100 bat. I don't think we have that either, Ray. I'm sorry. I just play Subterra. Isn't really affected by most floodgates. I mean, there you go. I mean, Power Sink Stone's probably still going to be annoying, but, you know. Who told about Dweller? I mean, Dweller's just... It is, like, an asshole card. If it was, like, as long as Dweller is face up on the field, graveyard effects don't work, that's fine. Because you can outplay it. You can get rid of it. You can pop it. You can negate it after the fact. But because it's a lingering floodgate, it's like DDG, where you're just like... Well, now it's just here, and I have to just live with this. There's nothing I can do about it now, right? If they Dweller me, I don't have Droplet. I'm dead with Try or Predator. Exactly. Which it sucks, right? It does suck. Again, I'm playing it because basically this is kind of a rank 4 deck. We just make rank 4s. That's what we do in this deck. There's no reason not to play it, right? As well as it does have a little bit of extra synergy because it's water, which can be good into like heroes occasionally, I guess. Although I think I've started to learn the hero matchup a bit more, and I now prefer going first into it, I think. But I think I only like going first into it if I can go double Tyranno. But then double Tyranno is a little bit all in. It's awkward. It's a bit awkward. It's an awkward matchup. For sure. Yeah, I think that's kind of it for that stuff. There isn't really much more to talk about. Like, Rush, there hasn't really been any developments in Rush. Like, we just had another tournament. We go ahead and make this a bit smaller. We did just have another tournament where we did see, like, Gaia win. We saw some Dragon tops and stuff. We saw Vulcan Burn get a top, which was interesting. But, like, we're still Gaia meta, mate. This is still Gaia meta. Gaia meta, again, isn't inherently bad, but it's, like, it's very dominant, right? How's your experience with speed been now compared to when you played Dragon Maid before? Okay, when we played the Maids, Maid felt more linear. Like, there wasn't as much to do with Maids. It didn't feel like it was a combo deck. Because of that, it felt like the individual plays that I made weren't as impactful, I guess, because it was basically just like, do the thing, get the one Omni out, and then try and get out like other forms of interaction that you can. The one benefit that I had with Maid was you'd still play trap cards, and it's because you play trap cards, even if like you got dropleted, you could generally still just like interrupt or interact with your opponent, which was quite nice. The other thing was, when I was playing Maids, I feel like floodgates weren't as prevalent because this was back before Hero got nerfed, right? So this was before heroes were playing all the floodgates. This was it before Salad got their next wave? Or was it the same box that Salad got their wave? I think it was the box before Salad's got their new update. This was in like heroes are overpowered meta. I think, realistically, what it really comes down to is, since Heroes got nerfed, and they're no longer just the best deck, they just play a shit ton of Floodgates. And that's what I don't like. I think that's all it really comes down to. I don't like playing against Heroes, because they play annoying Floodgates, and that bothers me. Yeah, Salad Box was after, there you go. Again, if it wasn't for the Floodgates, which again, weren't there, or at least not very prevalent, when I was playing Dragon Maids, I think I'm having a great time. Like, I've already found a way around this. It's not great, but it works. This is just a thing that's going to happen. This is just deck choice, right? I just don't like this. I just do not like the Floodgates. That's the only thing. What do you think of the 2 Rush Ritual Monsters? I think they're cool. I mean, we have them over here, right? I'll have a look at them quick. But so we have... These are the 2 new cards. So this is the Sorcerer. This is the Knight, whatever he's called. But they're okay. So if there's a face-up level 8 Ritual Monster spellcaster on your field, so it has to be Magician of Black Chaos, choose one card your opponent's from destroy it. That's an okay effect. Now the issue is summoning Black Magician of Chaos and then summoning this might be a little bit too high card investment, but that's kind of... We'll have to wait and see when we actually get our hands on the deck how it actually feels. And then Ceremonial Knight, send top of it to the graveyard, gain 1,000 attacks, so up to 33, until the end of the turn, so not your opponent's turn, which is, would rather it was a lingering. If there is a face-up level 8 spellcaster rich monster in your field, all face-up monsters in your field get 500 attack. So this will get up to, what, 38? And your other guys will get to... Assuming you have this out as well, that's 28. Assuming you have the other, it's 33. It's nice, but, like, popping a card is just always better. Popping a card is just always better. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. So in other words, heroes went from bad for meta to worse for meta. Basically, yeah. I don't know, man. Like, do other decks play Floodgates? Like, they must do. They just don't come up. Like, Dweller is another card that's annoying. Any deck that makes rank 4s will make Dweller. That's, like, the other big one, I guess. But, like, Salad aren't usually playing them. Rezo aren't usually playing them. Predator aren't Predator is playing Floodgates, but they're, like, in-archetype Floodgates, and they're very specific, and you can counter them without much problem, depending on the deck you're playing. So, like... I don't mind Predator plant Floodgates, but that might just be me. Birds are annoying for other reasons that aren't Floodgates. Gemini doesn't really play Floodgates, so it's negate. Subterra doesn't really Floodgate. And Tri-Brigade doesn't Floodgate. So, like, I don't know. I think Hero is just, like, it's the gross, like spot or zit on the meta where I'm just like, if you weren't here, Hero, if you weren't here, we'd all be having fun. But because you're here, Hero, we're not allowed to have fun. What Floodgates do Predator play? So, again, it's not really a Floodgate, but they have, was it Dragostapelia, I think it is, who can turn off the opponent's monster's effects if they have a Predator counter on them. And then they just have, like, 100 ways to put Predator counters on, right? Like, the quick play spell that just, like, puts one on every monster your opponent has for each Predator plant card you reveal from your hand. It's like, it's sort of a Floodgate, but it's not really a Floodgate, you know? Because, again, it is a continuous effect that turns all your effects off, so I think by definition it's a Floodgate. But Gemini plays Xian. What, the other Xian, right? The old Xian. Is that the one we're talking about? This guy. It's another one of those weird ones, though, where a lot of decks won't give a shit about this. Some decks will. Some decks will. If you're playing, like, an overly spell or trap-heavy deck, this could be catastrophic. But again, from my perspective, I'm always looking at it as a Dino player. And I'm almost always activating one spell card during my turn, right? Unless I need to activate Spiritualism, right? So, like... Hero die to this? Alright, how do we summon this in Dinos, guys? How do we summon this in Dinosaurs? We need a... Yeah, I don't know. Heroes is just, like, such a weird deck. I don't... Again, if heroes just don't open their floodgates, a lot of the time they just kind of die, which is, like, the other thing. But anyway, we've been yapping for so long. I think maybe we should actually just play the game, right? I think we should maybe actually... At the very least, guys, we need to play our 4 games for the day, okay? We can't put this off forever. So we're going to hop in, we're going to play some games, and we're going to hope... By the way, our last 4 games, we lost... So this was like 2 days ago, right? We lost 1, lost 1. So we completely broke even. And then yesterday, we won 1, lost. So, like, we've basically gone exactly where we were. 50 gems, let's go. Exactly. All right, let's see what we got. Floodgates have had a quick an uptick in use recently for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those weird things, though. I feel like it's very easy to point to floodgates and be like, they're the issue. But then as soon as the floodgates get stopped being used, or they stop seeing play, or they get hit, or whatever, suddenly there'll be another issue, right? There'll be, oh, now this is the thing that sucks, right? Right, he just needs to not floodgate us. And we'll be okay. Okay, we just need to not get... I mean, we have Spiritualism. Spiritualism does not work against DDG. We'll turn this off. I need to remember to turn that back on as well. I wish it was just 5 win without streak. Yeah, I know what you mean. It does kind of suck. Adds the Super Poly. Okay. Again, as long as he doesn't play the bloody DDG. Don't be DDG. Don't be it. Don't be DDG. No. Stop playing back row. You're supposed to not have DDG, okay? Sunrise. If he has DDG, I think we just lose. We can't activate Misk. Like, we can't even activate it. Mind if he flips over DDG, we can chain Misk. Then it comes down to what else he's got. Okay. We're just drawing 100 cards. That's fine. He's digging for it? No. I mean, we can't stop him if he does it. Right, we'll draw for turn. Need to have that on. Very important. Alright, let's start with dig. And we'll see if he does anything here. I want him to, like, chain it. Okay. I'll grab the baby. I think we just have to go for the 1 and 3. Because I need to force it if he's got it. Okay, we're going to Misk. I mean, so far, this ain't looking too bad. So we'll go Misk. We'll go Arch. Arch effect. Pop the baby. Grab the pill. Baby effect. We're going to summon Ovi. Ovi effect. I don't think we're ever going to get enough dinosaurs in the graveyard to get out 2 of him. So, we're probably just going to search this. Realistically. Alright, we'll go Linkaribo. Welcome to the field, Linkaribo. Alright, I am going to use this because we haven't done our normal summon yet. So we'll send this. Send the Rex. Normal baby. The issue is I need to have the space, but then once he does that, oh, he's 3, and then I'll have to summon out a guy then, and that creates other issues. It's an issue of space right now. That's the current problem I have. Alright, we'll go Ovi here. We're going to pop baby. Then I'm going to bring back probably just another baby. Yeah, I need to get out, but now I need to overlay. Okay, so now... The question is, am I just making Phoenix here? Probably. We'll use Dig. Because we're planning to try and just end the game here, so... Let's see what we can do. I can't even make that, which is like so annoying. I suppose the alternative is we just go Lagia, but then we just know we're going to lose our Lagia. Ah! I'm so annoyed. I think there was probably a better way to do this realistically, but for now we'll just make Lagia. We're going to lose this Lagia is the issue. There's nothing we can do about that. Because we've played this badly. Alright, we'll go 1, 2. Summon out UTC. Giant Rex effect. Activate UTC. Now we lose our Lagia. Pop the baby. It's just not doing anything. Couldn't he have used his effect in response? Could he not? Manicus, you need to stop getting triggered so easily, mate. It's doing no good for your blood pressure. I'm going to Lagia. Ah, maybe what we actually should have done. Yeah, we've actually cocked... maybe we haven't. Because we can go double pill again. Go 1, 2. And then just make the second one. So he's going to get rid of one of our UTCs. We'll go to battle. He doesn't know Laggy is a dragon? I mean, maybe. Alright, here comes the Super Poly. So he's going to get rid of one of our UTCs. Hello, by the way, Shui. Welcome, welcome on in. We'll give you the custom Shui command. There you go, Shui. I attack. Hope you're having a good day there, Shui. I'll swing into this. I activate the effect of my ultimate conductor Tyranno. Alright, so now we just need him to not have Tyroid. Way. That feels pretty good. We'll give the shout out as well, because we don't have a custom command for acceleration gate. So we'll give acceleration _ guard a shout out as well. Because we remember we can do that. As long as we wait 2 minutes between, we can just keep shouting people out. We can chain shout them out. We have the capability to do so. We got a new Chronicle. Amazing. Babysaurus Uwu face win. Exactly, exactly. Really, there's a Babysaurus deep inside of all of us. Right. Is it the Tindangler himself? What is this going to be? It's not Tindangles, or at least it might not be Tindangles. What is like the archive skill dex right now? Okay, it's Subterra. That's the word. All right, this hand is actually kind of nice. Like, this is unironically kind of nice hand. Hey, Tomato, happy Sunday. Hello, JD Scrub. Welcome, welcome on in. I hope you're having a great day, my friend. Hello, Tomato. Hello, Dark Tuner as well. Everyone's showing up right now. Hello, how's it going? We're currently vibing on the dinos. Well, I need to, like, be a little bit less high energy. Because I need to stay up late tonight doing Rush Rivals. And if I use up all my energy now, I'm actually going to be dead by the time that comes around. And I want to have at least a bit of energy for Rush Rivals. So, like, I need to just try and, like, be a bit chill. But the issue is I'm so high energy most of the time anyway, especially when I'm on stream. Ah! I mean, there's spiritualism. Face down defense position, sub position, face attack position. Okay. So what, we just pop this with thingy, and then we're good to go? What does this do when it's... That doesn't really matter though, right? So I guess we go... We'll just activate the spiritualism. I just need to make sure I get rid of this at some point, right? I guess we'll hit the back row. Because, like, I know I'm going to get rid of this at some point anyway. But this he can flip up whenever. If it's what I think it is. We'll make sure we turn that back on. We'll activate Misk. Okay, that's fine. Because what else are you going to do to me for the rest of the turn? Okay, well, Mastrix is going to come down. Again, that's also fine. Unless you have, like, more hand trap shenanigans. So now we'll go Misk. Go Arc. Oh, Christ. Are you kidding? Alright. This is, like, fine. We still haven't normaled. We can't search Pill anymore. But that's fine. Searching a baby doesn't really do much for me. So I think what the play we want to make instead is probably activate the skill. We're going to change this to level 4. We'll normal summon Ovi. Ovi effect. So here... we are not going to have a normal if we summon that. We're going to be able to get an extra card anyway. Which means we'll probably get that. How many dinos are we going to have in the graveyard at the end of this? 1, 2... Not many. Adding that to hand is a bit annoying, but I guess it's probably necessary. Alright. Well, I Giant Rex to hand here. We'll summon the baby. We'll go ahead and activate Oviraptor. We'll pop the baby. The question here is, do we summon out another baby? Probably, based on what we've got here. Wait, why didn't I get a... Oh, I'm an idiot. I summoned the same baby. Oh, I'm just an idiot. We're just an idiot. We're actually just an idiot. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It was a big misplay, but we're fine. Nightmare Phoenix. Discard. Get rid of this. We'll go 1, 2... Yeah, we need it because I thought it was the baby summoning effect, which is why we went like full dum-dum. Okay, so if we just go to combat, I think that's probably the best chance we have. Mind you, I don't need to use his effect right now, right? So I could just go Lagia. Then it comes down to what he's got in hand, I suppose. But Lagia is still going to be really good against him. He hasn't got anything in graveyard I need to worry about, right? We'll go Lagia. What has he got? He's got something in his hand. This is the first game, by the way, I have ever been nibbed. This is the very, very first time I have ever been nibbed. I didn't even know people were playing this card. $10k token? I don't think it matters though, right? I think we just die. Dino's canon ending. Oh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I saw the delays and knew it was Nib. The issue is we could have just gone combat and won. So I don't know why he didn't Nib on the Giant Rex. Like, isn't that just... Wasn't that him making a mistake? Didn't we almost get to punish him because he whiffed? Or does he not... Does Nib not work on inherent summons? Or does Nib only work on, like, inherent summons, I guess? The issue is we have 0 cards, so even if we were lucky enough to survive this, rebuilding is going to be next to impossible, right? You weren't under Misk if you were back. So is this just like... Oh, right, so it's not even... So again, this is the very, very first time I've ever had to interact with Misk. But I guess this is... You could just do it whenever. They just have to have summoned 5 times. I guess that's why he was so desperate to get rid of thingy then. But I mean, what are we supposed to do, right? Bro just had like 3 hand traps. Like, I still feel like we played correctly. We just didn't play around Misk. But I don't know if we... Don't play around Misk. I don't think we just didn't play around him. I guess if we play against Subterra again... We just have to make sure that when we get the extra search, we search another Misk and use that. Yeah, there was not really... Again, I don't know if... Like, again, it wasn't even on my radar. Like, it completely just was not on our radar. So I guess... Again, if we just play that matchup again, we just have to make sure Misk sticks. Oh, this hand is really bad. Don't floodgate me. Oh, you fucking cunt. So that means this just doesn't work. This does work, right? That's why I negated the Misk. Yeah, but now we know that... Because we could have just got another Misk, right? But we didn't know about that. How many hero did you duel today? I mean, this is our 3rd duel, so 2. What do we even do here? Like, this isn't live. This isn't live. This... Well, I mean, what could it even do? It can get us a pill that doesn't do anything. Popping a card in our hand doesn't do anything. Set past prey. I think that's literally it. I think it's this. End. Bro, floodgates are so cringe. Anyone defending floodgates, I'm sorry, you are wrong. You are wrong. This is so cringe. This is just... This turned this game into a non-game. Watch him do it again. You have play? There was no real play. Like, what would the play have ended in? Like, nothing? Alright, now we can potentially play. We'll go Archosaur. Archosaur effect. If he flips it over now, warning point. Jesus Christ. Can we play Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, can we play the game? Or are we just doing this? Are we just not playing the game? The fact that people defend this is like the most cringe shit, bro. It's so cringe. But we need floodgates designed by Konami to counter broken skills. It's just so, like... This is just lethal. Like, it's just lethal. We're just get out of here, bro. Like, bro is actually, like, come on. Like, that is the sort of thing. That is the sort of thing where it's like... Why even bother playing speed when that shit's gonna happen? right? It's so obnoxious. That's the first time, to be fair, that it's happened that bad on ladder. At least it's KC Cup. We can pray till the floodgate gets limited in the ban list. I mean, yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. The only thing is, limiting it doesn't even, like, deal with the problem, because they just move on to, like, the next best floodgate. So the best thing to do is summon this, but no matter what we summon, it's, like, awkward. Alright, we summon Ovi. We hope. We'll just hope. We'll just pray. He doesn't have Veiler. Why would he have Veiler? Excellent. See? See, no Veiler. Alright, he doesn't have Crow. He doesn't have Crow. Why would he have Crow? See? He doesn't have, he doesn't have Skullmeister. There's no way he has Skullmeister, right, guys? Alright, Archosaur. Pop. Add the second pill. We got that in the graveyard, which is where we want it. I mean, using his effect, I can get back that. That doesn't really do anything. So, we're always doing this. Link into Le Caribou. Then we will activate the skill. Send. Realistically, I don't think the second pill is probably going to come up in this game. Having that in hand is probably just going to be better overall. We'll go double Evo pill. We'll go 1. We'll go 2. I'll go UCT. Giant Rex comes back. And then, I don't know. I have no idea what we're against. Did his skill come up? Nope. I don't know. We'll just do this and hope. If I've learned anything, it's that people randomly play Darkhold a lot. So we'll just make a Lagia. So he's got Nibiru incoming. Nibiru all the things. Well, he can't Nibiru the UCT because we're under Misk. It's Unchained! Okay. Do I just flip these down now? Because, like, doesn't that stop him from just linking? Unless he, like, pops face downs. I don't know. We're going to do this now, because at the very least, I can get Misk up for if I need it. Okay. Was it traumatic experience playing speed tournaments? I mean... Some of it was really good, Quantum. Some of it was really good, and we enjoyed it. I don't know. Sure, we'll negate that. I have no idea where I'm supposed to negate Unchained. The thing is, I remember Unchained not using a lot of spell traps. So, like... On one hand, that doesn't do a lot. On the other hand, if it's, like, desperate for him to get back into the game, like, interrupting his monsters isn't as easy. That's annoying. Okay, so we have to just let him do this. And then when he gets 2 face up... Oh no, we're already past the point of being able to interrupt. That's fine. So we just have to make sure that we get Misk down when he summons. Some of it equals Quantum Dailies. To be fair, we were getting, like, floodgated and a lot in a lot of different events, so... Okay. Power Sink Stone incident. Bruh, we will never forget the Power Sink Stone. Right, that is now ingrained into us. Okay. Alright, we'll Misk here, because I think this is gonna summon... He's gonna pop stuff. Destroy one card on the field. Yeah. So now he can no longer pop that. Okay, we're just not reading. We're just not reading. That's fine. UTC really did nothing along. Well, it's the thing is you never know what they're going to end on, right? Like, at the very least, this is stuck face down at the moment, which does make things a little bit more difficult for him. And it did turn on our Misk, which is something. Oh no, we didn't find the Misk. I'll tell you what, if we just summon, right? We could just get to our Misk, right? Easy peasy. Because we need another Misk online, basically. Although getting another pill would be nice as well. Do we just go Misk here? Right, let's activate this Misk. We'll go 4 cards. Oh, I've just realised. Yeah, the only thing we have left is Misk. I mean, that's fine. That might be fine. That is just a not keeping track of what's left in my deck issue, that is. I noticed it as I hit the 2 Overraptors, and we saw that we had the 3rd in hand. Makes Anguish. What does this guy do as a quick effect? Battle or card effect, take 1 females from your graveyard at your hand. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about that. So now we will go Lagia. Oh, I should probably make Thingy. But I want to stop his back row. I can't remember what his back row does. Destroy both. Quick effect pop is annoying, but then again, turning off all of his graveyard effects is also really good. So this has a graveyard effect, this is a graveyard effect. If I stop him from... Okay, we'll take it. I mean, we'll take it. Didn't pop Lagia, oh no. It's Quantum Dailies today. He missed play, he should pop the face down monster. Yes, 100%. Yes, when 5 PM EST. I would like to play in Quantum Dailies today, but I don't think I can. Unfortunately, I'm too busy today. Overraptor. It's we win. Why thinking tomorrow? Well, because, right? So he got rid of our UCT, right? So then we have to make the decision whether we go into Lagia or whether we go into Thingy. I guess if his cards aren't destroyed, it doesn't matter. But if his face down wasn't sent by UCT, then we would be like an actual problem, right? Because it's like, if he has the ability to just go keep floating between Unchained monsters, we want to have a way to interact with that, right? So the best way to do that, well, I suppose UTC does that on his own. It's because we haven't played against Unchained since it came out. That's the issue. So I'm just like second guessing everything. Overraptor, search, Big Bird, Dino, then Miguchi, recycle or Misk. I mean, yeah. Well, because the other thing we could just do is, because we don't really care about the floating effects, we could also just make Lagia and then just go UCT, and I think that's just lethal on its own. Link Darkrai, so this is probably Striker. We're going digging. We'll go Misk in case of hand traps. Go Archosaur. Archosaur effect. Pop the baby. Grab the pill. Baby effect. Go into OV. OV effect. I think because we're predicting this guy's on strikers, I'm gonna take Giant Rex here. We'll see if we get rewarded for that or not. So pop. Got Cog with Worms? Nice, Manakis. Good job. Dino Awakening. Send Linkaribo. Put Giant Rex in the bin. Normal summon baby. Activate the effect of Ovi. Pop the baby. Bring back probably... Ooh. Well, the issue is he's got... If it is Striker... I don't think we do that line. I think, again, this is all predicting we're against Striker. If we're not against Striker, it's a bit more wonky. Okay, so here we'll just go Lagia. Yes. Then we'll go double Evo Pill. We go 1, we go 2. If it is actually Striker, UTC doesn't actually do a lot against Striker. Do I summon Quotals? No. I think we make UTC anyway in case it's not Striker. We're kind of a bit of a weird spot where I'm like, I'm not 100% in Striker, so I don't want to like just instantly lose to like not Striker, but at the same time. What else plays Link Darkrai? Like Live Twins? Alright. So he's got. Or it's just degen, I guess. Link Darkrai plus Ghost Girl means more than likely Striker with Lava. I mean, this looks like Unchained with Lava. If this was Striker, this was like probably the freest win of all time. But unfortunately, we were not. Well, to be fair, if it was Striker with Lava Golem, we'd be in exactly the same boat. But I actually hate Lava Golem, bro. Like, Kaijus is one thing, but like Lava Golem is so awful, bro. But hello, Hal. Welcome, welcome. So we'll give Hal the shout out as well. Actually, we've never actually given a shout out to Hal. Let's hope that worked. There we go. It's Live Twins Unchained with Lava, I think, or without Live Twin side. I've just never played against. I haven't played against Lava Golem since like the Amazoness Swordswoman days. I mean, this just feels like a horrible matchup, right? Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to win this. Because, like, the whole Dino thing is we just kind of make a load of guys on the board. And if your opponent just tributes all your guys, you don't really play the game. I'm gonna chalk that down to a horrid matchup. Like, against double Lava Golem, what else could we have done? Was there anything else we could do? None of our monsters do anything. We don't play trap cards. Another interesting thing is, we haven't played against a single Resonator today. It's all heroes and then, like, slop. But maybe that's like... We've summoned him! We summoned a Resonator player! He's on his rank up! Bro, I don't want to deny his rank up. Well, I mean, we'd have to open Spiritualism. We haven't opened Spiritualism, so this is probably not going to go our way anyway, but... was going to say, you watch the next one be Resonators. Exactly. We just always manage to summon it. The issue, again, we lost the coin flip, which means we are now very, very, very susceptible. Just draw Misk. Even if we draw Misk, though, we still lose to Chain, right? Like we activate Misk, send it to Grave. Then use it, summon out Arch. Arch gets chained. So we no longer get to pop a baby. We no longer get to get the pill. So then the line we then do kind of sucks. It's like Link Arch off, send Linkaribo, then summon Ovi. We still have no way to pop anything in our hand. We now have 3 babies in hand. He's going to deny you denying his rank up. I mean, this should be very favored for him. This should be extraordinarily favored for him. And he's won the coin toss, which makes it even more favored for him. The skill set any RDA, bro. Oh, yeah. You still get the pill as chain trigger on activation. Wait, if he chains Archosaur, there's no way I get the pill. I don't believe you, Shui. I could be wrong, but I don't believe you, Shui. Every fiber in my being is telling me that's not how that works. After activation, it's negated. Yeah, but I don't get to use any of its effect, though, right? Because it'll be like, if this card is normal or special summoned, so it'll get summoned, it'll be like, try to use the effect. Then he'll chain it. His chain resolves first, so then the rest of my effect won't resolve. So I won't pop a card or get a search. Unless I'm, like, massively misunderstanding something. Okay, gets out the Abyss. The issue is as well, Chain doesn't negate a on-summon effect. It's just as it's an activation. Is that right? Does that mean it won't stop the searching of Overraptor? I mean, that doesn't... So we summon. He negates. He only has 1 negate. Summoning this would just end the turn. So what I could do is try and bait him by using the skill. Change the level of this. That would force it out, which means I could then just use this unimpeded anyway. Right, let's try this out. We'll go Dino Awakening. We'll change this guy's level. Summon out Obi. Activate Obi. He activates Chain. So this is going to be a good experiment. See if he's right. So, what, if I had Misk up, that would have worked? Is that what you're saying? I said when you activate Misk. So yeah, but it's not when you activate Misk, right? It's when you're under Misk. Because activate implies the point of activation. Right. We'll get out the Linkaribo. Then we'll go into this by using this and this. No point in doing that. Summon out UCT. Pop the baby. So this is use, right? Yeah, so we can't do that again. I could just summon it anyway. Just have big... Oh, yes, it's enough attack, right? It's just got enough attack, so I think we're just fine. Oh. What does this one do when it's sent to the graveyard? Sent to the graveyard, add a spell throughout dimensions. Okay, that's fine. We don't care about that. Okay, I mean, the only reason this went so well is because, one, we hard drew the UCT, as well as he had a really shit board. So I'm going to assume that what Shui was saying is true if we're under Misk and then we have an on-summon effect. The on-summon resolves. I'm going to assume that's what Shui was saying. I never got confirmation, so I'm just going to have to go under the assumption. Alright. Oh, UK. Did he activate under Misk? No. Because I did not have Misk. But I'm just trying to work out if that's how the card works. Okay. We need to have a couple of things land here. This is going to be a little bit awkward, but I think we should be able to get everything that I want. Are we going to be able to do that with this? Depends if he has hand traps. If he doesn't have hand traps... No, it's still... It's awkward. Okay. We'll summon out Ovi. This is like kind of greedy, because if he has Veiler, it could put like a big stop to this. We are just going to search out Misk here. Activate Misk. Activate Misk. Did he have Crow there and chose not to do it? Is that what I just saw? Pop the baby. Grab the pill. I assume that's Crow. I mean, Crow is very annoying for us here, but... we'll go baby. We'll go baby into baby. We'll go Link. Then we will go ahead and probably just activate Ovi straight up. Like, what else are we realistically doing here? So we'll pop the baby. Summon the baby. Baby effect. It's going to go ahead and grab Rex. I would really like to... I could just make this, to be honest. That's not bad. Because, like, this hand was always going to be a bit awkward anyway. Oh, yeah, I can't use that. It's annoying, but it's fine. We'll get there. Okay, we'll send this just to get rid of it. probably don't need this Archosaur, realistically. Then we'll go 1, 2. Get out IP. We'll go Pill. We'll go 1. We go 2. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Zanatio. Right, we'll get out the UCT. Then we'll get out Rex. So now the question is, do we go... I think I'm actually just going to make Largia. I don't know if this is, like, the correct decision, because, like, also I know Dweller's really good here, but I'm going to do this. This is how I feel, like, slightly more comfortable playing. The only issue is, usually I have 2 UCT in this situation. If he nibs me, I swear to God. Alright. Activate Soul Burning Link. Sends the Crow. Again, if he just crowed the nib, we were in... Oh, the nib. The mist, we were in such a bad spot, but... Gets out Foxy. Flips up Foxy. I will allow it. Normal summon Salamander of Fire. Add Spinning. Goes into Balinx. Balinx effect. We're going to go ahead and search Sanctuary. Alright. Uses Gazelle. That's fine. If he summons out a third guy, we will just flip them all down. Because he's already sent this to grave. Rank 3 need to flip down? No, we're fine with that. We're fine with that. Because we'll flip this down now. So we'll go UCT. Kim, friend, stop getting your knickers in a twist. It's fine. Okay, we'll stop that with Largia. So I want that to actually be face down. Pop to baby. Because now we just get Ovi out. Ovi effect. If you negate the summon of fire, how do they play through that? I don't know enough about the deck to really be able to give you a good answer to that. I don't play Salads. I only know how to play against it the way I've played against it before. You can negate the summon of the Link with Largia. What, you mean just negate Balinx? Because what I would usually do is I would negate the Phoenix. Activate Sanctuary. Sunlight Wolf. Is this only once per turn? Does that mean he's already... Oh, okay, so we're going to use this. This is his play, then. Is this it? The issue I have right now is the timer. So, like, I'm not really looking at everything. We're just kind of trying to get to the next turn. Hey, it's spiritualism. Hollowed life barrier. Come on, bro. What are we doing here? Okay, so now we're just making a something board. What do we want to do here, then? Is this just monsters? Monsters, yeah. Okay. We'll go for this, I guess. No point in, like, sitting all of this stuff. Oh, I should have put it there and get the extra draw. I know, we made the mistake. Let's pop this. So now we go double Evo pill. We go 1. We go 2. Then we'll go for another UTC. Yeah, we'll use his effect. Summon out. The issue is the timer right now. That's fine. You can do whatever you want with that. Right. Okay. So the timer is the current, like, massive pain in the butt for me. Aha! But what if I... flipped you down? Adds that back, okay. I can't, like, think through the plays because of the frickin' timer. Okay. Can't take Burning Shell. Okay. I forgot the summons from hand as well. I mean, we're still fine, right? Because we can still just misc it. Jack Jaguar, okay. Go into Sunlight Wolf, okay. Transcendence. What does this do? We're still in the main phase. Don't you just wait to battle phase and then that just works? Since he had the Transcendence, don't you just go to battle phase and then this just kills my whole board? Did he add that back? He must have done. I didn't even notice that. Hey, look, it's spiritualism. Alright, change to attack. Change to attack. Activate Misk. 4 cards. Not him. Summon out Ovi. Ovi effect. Add Misk. Go to battle. They can Balinx to protect once. Oh god, what else has he got? He's got something else in there. See, it's easy, even with the time pressure, even with not fully understanding the deck. Yeah, we almost punted that a whole bunch of times. Again, the only real success I've had against Salads is one, I always flick down their, was it Mirage Stalio as soon as it gets summoned? And I always try to negate the summon of Phoenix. And that typically, following those rules, has let me beat this deck quite a lot. But, again, he had the quick play spell. So all he had to do was go combat, like go to battle phase, activate the quick play spell, link into Pyro Phoenix, pop my whole board and win. So like, yeah, he absolutely could have won that. But my turn 1 was very suboptimal. So like, again, I didn't have my best foot forward and he didn't have his. So it kind of went a bit weird. Burning Shell, Salads, you immediately link, so if he sacked his field, sending Stalio away, you can negate the summon with Lagia. But then he would still get Mirage Stalio's effect, right? Which is like the annoying thing. Like, I've played before, I think it was Dwan was telling me off for letting him use Mirage Stalio's effect. Alright, let's go again. Let's go again. That was a fun game, though. That was a fun game. His effect won't trigger as he never summoned. Oh, okay. That is good to know. That is very good to know. It's Jaden Yuki again. Oh, he's on a level down. Let's hope we can push the hero players down. Alright, Dino Awakening. I mean, if he doesn't floodgate us, we might be okay. If he drops DDG, I think we are just dead. Going first, this hand would have been pretty good. Like, not gonna lie, this would have been a really good going first hand. It's not like the god hand or anything, but like, it's not bad. Like, we could have ended on a decent amount of stuff. Super Poly. Poly. Activate Poly. We're making Sunrise. It's Sunrise. Draws 2, discards 1. Adds the Miracle off of Sunrise. Activates Neos Fusion. Yeah, I mean, I guess getting Neos Fusion into the graveyard is good for the extra layer of protection. Puts another Crosskeeper in the graveyard. Thank you for the follow, Waluigi. Necro Valley. I bet he's going to DD Army as well. Or DDG. Alright. Alright. It's coming up. Summon Overraptor. Activate the effect. He warning points me, I swear to God. I need this to resolve or I don't have anything. Ah! Oh, I'm an idiot as well. Oh, he had DDG anyway. It didn't matter. It did not matter in the slightest. It did not matter. He had DDG. If we had Misk, we could have done stuff there, but... So what I really should have done is use the skill to get the extra normal. But it didn't matter if he had DDG anyway. Nothing I did would have mattered there. That was, we lost coin toss. He had floodgates. End of game. It is what it is. It is what it is. Don't want to play against Ra. He went first, set up his floodgates. Huge misplay from you for letting him flip coins well. How dare he flip coins well? It's my turn to flip coins well. In this matchup, I think I'd always rather go second, right? If you give Ra players a turn, they will just win the game on the spot, right? Alright. During your main phase. Okay, so his spell cards don't really do anything on my turn. Summons out the 4K, who doesn't get to stay here. You make Dweller. Does his deck do stuff from the graveyard on my turn? I played against this deck a few times. Usually it isn't too bad. Usually as long as they're not like sphering me over and over again. Banish card for your graveyard, and so... Does any of this matter? Like, can't I just, like, kill him? Your opponent can't target this card for attacks or card effects. So we just misc this away. The spell stops you from attacking. Attack the turn they are special summoned. Okay. That's good to know. I mean, we could just immediately deal with the problem immediately. Just gonna activate Spiritualism. Be gone. The issue there was a delay. I mean, I can't do anything about it. So we'll summon out Archosaur. If he has just Veiler, we can't do anything. Okay. Summon out Ovi. Ovi effect. We got the pill. So it shouldn't make much of a difference, right? I could just go baby into baby. But then we don't have anything to search off of that. Are we even going to bother searching? Yeah, I guess we probably will. Let's get Giant Rex into rotation, I guess. Alright, we'll go Link. You can't out? Why not? You need Goddess? Why can't I just flip it down? It doesn't target. And then we just send it to the graveyard. I don't understand why that's a problem. Unless he's got, like, something I don't know about. Dino Awakening. You flip it down. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're flipping it down, so it's fine, right? Unless I'm fundamentally misunderstanding how the card works. We go 1. We go 2. Summon out UCT. Giant Rex. Summon it out. guess here we will make the Dweller. Since that we were told Dweller good, we're going to make Dweller. I will chain Dweller, because he's probably going to send it to the graveyard in a second anyway. Oh yeah, we're not under Misk, are we? Well. Oh, I forgot our hand sucked. I mean, we're just dead, right? I think we're just dead. Just summon another? How? This is once per turn. I feel like we've been led astray. I mean, there's literally nothing we can do, so end turn. Don't worry, we'll Dweller him, that will help. I don't think it matters though. He just pops us with this and then attacks us for game. And that's just game. I mean, we know the game is over. What else could we have done there instead? We could have... I thought it was under Mist the whole time. I mean, I'd forgotten as well, to be fair. But when you open a bad hand, you have to just play with your bad hand. I didn't realise that his effect could be activated during my turn. Like his trap card graveyard effect. So, that's where I went wrong. But that was me just not understanding how the card worked. But now I know how that works, we'll know for next time. I think there was probably a way we just win there, but I'm not going to go back and try and dissect the whole thing. Search Misk instead of Rex. We could have done that, but then we wouldn't have been able to make the Dweller, and we also wouldn't have been able to make anything else. So it would have just been UCT and that's it, which isn't inherently a bad thing. Like, that might have just been fine. Can I win the coin toss? Right, now can I open like a good hand? Let's go, good hand, good hand, good hand. I mean, this hand, like, lets me play, but we are going to be a body down. And that's assuming he doesn't hand trap me. Taylor isn't real. I mean, we didn't have a choice. We couldn't play around it. Behold, Linkaribo. Did we just pass on Linkaribo? Like... I mean, we're just dead, right? We're just straight up dead. And this is why Misk is so necessary for the deck, guys. Because if you don't have Misk, you don't do anything. It's the reason I always find it like really weird. You want to see a replay to make you feel better? Not especially. We finally won the coin flip against this toxic ass deck. And we just opened such a bad hand. To be fair, the hand was fine if he didn't Veiler. If he didn't Veiler us, this hand was actually like it wasn't good, but it was fine. Do we play Fossil Dig? Oh yeah, we play Fossil Dig. It's right there. We're actually not dead. And now he's going to flip over a floodgate as well. All right, here it goes. There's Pill. That would have been helpful last turn. All right. All right. Easy, right? We summon Archosaur. We activate Archosaur. Yep, there it is. And he's going to Veiler as well. I mean, ironically, we can kind of do stuff here. The issue is, we can summon out our guy. And then he immediately is going to get hit. We might as well send this. So we summon this out. Activate Rex. Now, we've kind of messed this up a little bit, actually. That doesn't really make any difference. He's going to Super Poly me anyway. Yeah, it's whatever. I think we're just screwed no matter what, because we know he's got the Super Poly. He must have the Super Poly, right? Oh, he doesn't have a hero. He doesn't have a hero. I just need this out the way more than anything. Making this monster doesn't actually do a lot for me, but... I guess it's enough attack points. That's all we need. How have we won this game? How? Oh, yeah, we're under DDG. We're under DDG. That's right. That's right. That's how that works. Ah, if Baby could have resolved, we actually won this game. Which is, like, so weird. Or a finish if UTC makes it look like he's in a spider web? Maybe kind of a little bit. Maybe he just won't open... Super Poly isn't real. Super Poly isn't live, so that doesn't matter. The issue is... Baby wasn't live. That was the big issue here. Go for it, mate. Do what you want. And now we just died a Super Poly. He just flips over Super Poly and we're dead. Because we can flip this down, but that doesn't stop Super Poly. It doesn't matter. He's got everything he needs. Wait. Why did you need specifically that? You just want more cards? You have lethal. Like, just flip this card over and you've got lethal. You had it before you activated the skill. Okay. Summon. Okay. The issue is, no matter when I do this, it doesn't matter. Which is like the really sad thing. Yeah, it doesn't matter what we send. It doesn't matter when we do it. It is all completely irrelevant. He can't use Neo's Fusion? Oh! I always forget that. I always forget that Neo's Fusion says you can't special summon for the rest of the turn. Because I've only read the card once. He won just attacking. I don't know how we got away with that, lads. We did not deserve that win. I mean, I'm trying to think what actual mistakes we made during that game. Really, we just got away with murder from having like a really shitty hand. Because he had what? He had double Veiler. He had DDG. Did he have double DDG? I can't actually remember what he played. But we absolutely got away with murder there. We should not have won that game. Like, just at all. But it feels good to beat a hero player. Was that guy getting demoted as well? Or was that the other hero player that was getting demoted? I think it might have been the other one. Battling boxers? I have no idea how to play against battling boxers. We played against this deck a couple times. We're just going to have to see how this goes. We're just going to have to see how this goes. Well, there's that Fossil Dig. Wouldn't he won next turn? No, we win on our turn, right? I'm trying to think. How much life points was he on? He was on 1100, right? So we burn over both of his guys for 1,000, putting him down to 100 life. And then if we just draw anything, we win. It's King Dempsey. Welcome out. So this is like the climber, right? This is the guy you go into that just gets your other plays going. He had Super Poly live though. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. In our turn. Yeah, I think you are right. Because we didn't have anything in graveyard. We didn't have like a misc set up or anything. So we had like no follow-up. Our follow-up would have been hope we draw OV or Fossil Dig to get us to OV. Summon it. Search misc. Activate misc. Grab. I don't think it even matters, to be honest. Like, maybe we grab Baby, pop Baby, grab anything else. That gets us 3 bodies. The issue is we needed to get Pill. Pill was what we needed access to. The other flip side is if we just drew another... my draw graveyard wasn't set up. Yeah, I think it always becomes a bit awkward. What is the trap card he's got? Did he search a Battling Boxer trap? No, he didn't, so we don't know what his back row is. Battle Step. It's annoying. That's fine, it's already spent. That doesn't matter, so it's basically just the back row we have to worry about. Right, well, I'll just drop Misk now. Let's see if he does anything here. Nothing yet. We will dig and go grab Baby here. I mean, that's, like, annoying, but, like, I think I'd rather this got hit than anything else, if we're being honest. So I go Misc Effect. Because, like, Pill resolving is so much more important, generally. Go Arc Effect. That's annoying that he can't pop himself. That's actually so annoying. But it is what it is. So we're going to Linkaribo. Activate Linkaribo. Or activate skill, send Linkaribo. Send another one to the grave. Activate Pill. We have no way to get you back, so there's no real reason to leave you in there. By getting rid of it, we might be able to do a Overtext play. Pop the Baby. Summon out Ovi. I think he had a good chance there. Dino is a weird deck. They do drugs and abortion. Yeah. I can't, like, debate what you're saying. Anyway. What is that emote? What is that emote, Jasmine? Lady Jasmine of Olivine from Has Easy. I mean, it was very much a... a one-sided game, but I don't really know if that really tells us anything. Alright, let's see what happens in this one. Who are we against today? It's Jack Atlas. Can we win the coin toss? Right, we have accomplished the first goal of winning the coin toss. Right, we just need to open Baby, and we need to open Misk. So close to greatness. So close to greatness. Yeah, we just don't have anything, guys. I don't think this is the worst hand, but this is pretty bad. This is pretty bad. We never want to open Overtext. The only reason... So we did actually take Overtext out for a little bit. Promanicus subscribing. Hello, hello, Promanicus. Thank you for the subscription. Really do appreciate that.
Promanicus just subscribed for 4 months. You used to be a cool Rush streamer. Now you're a fossil.
I don't know about a fossil. You know, we're not playing fossils. We're playing dinosaurs. Yeah, we took Overtext out for a bit, but we ended up putting it back in. And the reason is, depending on what deck you're against, just having an extra way to stop their back row can be really, really good. If they set like 3 back row, and we can actually, quite competently in this deck, make Overtext plus double Lagia, like that's really good at dealing with back row, right? Word on the streets is that you're leaving Rush forever for speed duels. I don't know about that. We did literally just go on. So we even made a little. We made a little document about this. We were talking about our experiences playing in speed tournaments, and we were talking about the stuff that we don't like about speed, which was floodgates, hand traps. This is more of a dinosaur thing, right? We don't like hand traps because we play dinosaur and all of the hand traps hurt us. This is fine. This was just talking about how we got to thing. But basically, we don't like floodgates. That's the big thing we don't like about speed. And then the stuff we did like was like building a board, breaking a board. That's fun. Playing through multiple interactions can be very rewarding, and having a diverse meta. So like we had like some good stuff and some bad stuff. But I will tell you that, you know, distance has made the heart grow fonder. I do kind of miss Rush a little bit more now. Zuijo's coming back soon with Dark Hole cards. Oh, I doubt that somehow, Ranked Referee. I would... Would that even be a good thing? I don't know. I feel like it would just make more OTK. Because the big... In my opinion, right? Feel free to disagree. Because, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I think that Rush got worse when OTKs became the norm. And OTKs became the norm, I guess, with Go Rush release, primarily, and Metarion. And then, like, right now, OTKs is kind of the norm. Like, in Dragon meta, OTKs were kind of the norm. Psychics can OTK, but not like, super easily. But, I don't know. I feel like if Dark Hole came out, it would make OTKs more prevalent. And that's, like, not what... Like, we want more trap cards, because the idea of more trap cards isn't necessarily... You know, we just want traps. It's we don't want to get OTK'd. That's like... That's the core Rush issue right now, right? It's Jack Atlas again! Alright, come on, come on. We're gonna go second. Watch us now not open Spiritualism. We're just also just opening ass. I mean, to be fair, we have Arco, but he's gonna have thingy. I don't know. I actually, the more I think about it, the more I think actually just taking out the Spiritualism just to increase the odds that we open a Misk. The issue is Spiritualism is so good into exactly this deck. But if we don't open it, it doesn't matter. It's unsearchable. So it's like, it's just kind of RNG, right? If they give us more traps, it's likely they give us more ways to play through them. Yeah, I mean, again, like, Rush is fine as it is. But like, for me right now, Rush is like a 7 out of 10. Whereas before Go Rush, I would have said Rush was like a 9 out of 10. And I think if we go down the route of just OTKs being more and more and more prevalent, it will go down to like a 5 out of 10. And I think that's a shame, because pre-Go Rush, the game was so much fun. I hope Duel Links Rush comes to a point where it's like Duels in the anime, you mill tons and tons, and all those milled monsters are used for archetype traps. I mean, that kind of does happen, except it's less about archetypical traps that use the monsters, and more like other monsters use the monsters. But that's like what the game will eventually become when we catch up. Look, it's Tomato. Hello, Darth Victor. Welcome, welcome. Although, if it is as... So maybe, because if... Right, I'm going to say, right, if Shui is correct, right, which we're going to... Because we haven't tested it, we cannot be 100% correct, right? Or we can't be 100% sure. But we might not need spiritualism. So, like, maybe we just take it out completely. The only issue then is, if I want to get this deck down to a 20-card deck, like, do we take out an Archosaur? Again, the reason we're playing Archosaur is if we get crowed, we need to open an Archosaur to keep playing the game. If we get crowed on Misk and we don't have Archosaur access, our turn just ends, which is, like, awful, right? Do you prefer Trap Bolt or Negate Attack? I think Negate Attack is better most of the time. Almost all the time, in fact. But it is limit 1, so it's how much do you value other limit 1 cards. Hey, look, it's Void Ogre Dragon. Has he used the skill yet? Yeah, so that's Fiendish Chain. And he's going to have Golem as well. Alright, we need this top card to be Misk, or we're unable to play the game. Misk. That's the second best thing it could have been, to be fair. Oh no, it doesn't work anyway, because he's got... Oh no, it does, because it works through his negates. But we also still don't have Misk. So, alright, we could summon this, get negated by Abyss. But then we can't, because he has a card in his hand as well, he can't now negate uphill. Okay, so we summon out Archosaur. He negates Archosaur. Yep. As expected. So now we can go Linkaribo. The issue now is he still just has this in the backline. So this is still just going to absolutely stop us. But it's funny we can play through enough of this with what we've got. Without Misk. So like Miskless, we've done this much. Which is at least kind of cool. So we send this. How many have we got in grave at the moment? If I activate, get rid of these two. Because this banishes, right? I need to get this in the graveyard. We don't have enough cards to do all of that. So we're going to go double Evo Pill. We'll go 1, 2. We're going to summon this from deck. Giant Rex. He uses Fiendish Golem, which is fine. Here, I guess we'll use this one. Pop the baby. Summon Rex. Baby effect. Summon Ovi. Ovi effect. We are not going to have enough for that, so I think it is probably just Misk for next turn. Maybe we should have taken Baby there, actually. I could pop that. Doesn't really do anything. How much is this? It's 15. So I need to get 25. We can't get to 25. We haven't actually activated Misk yet. But, like, what does Misk get us? We don't have enough cards to do anything with it. Alright. Summon out UTC. We could make this and just put them on a Hundy. Because we can't attack directly with Thingy is the issue. Because Giant Rex can't attack directly is the issue. I think we just make Lagia to try and play around his stuff. Go to battle, swing into this. I don't know what the order we're supposed to attack into these is, but we'll just do it like this. Swing into this. Swing into this. I don't think there was a way. So the other thing we could have done, which maybe would have been better, is use the UCT, or use Overraptor to bring back Baby. It wouldn't have been lethal, but we would have had 2 monsters on the field, which gives us extra fodder. I'm gonna stop this, because if this just ends his turn, that's fantastic. I don't know enough about this to know about this. Vespinato? We don't have room for Vespinato. It's just not in a... all monsters you pick chose to face down defense position. Misk! That's when it attacks. Okay, what's the other part of this? We didn't need to Misk. We prematurely Misked. It should be fine anyway. Yeah, we're fine. We did it. We got there. Yeah, Vespinato would be lethal if we were playing it. We just do not have room for Vespinato. There's like 3 other cards we want to put in our extra deck that we just don't have room for. Now, alright. This is a bit weird. Spiritualism did technically win us that game. But I think we're taking it out of the deck. But it did technically win us the game. I really want to get this down to 20 cards. But the only thing I think we can take out is the Archosaur. Over Robin. The issue is that Robin is, like, fantastic, right? Have you activated the Misk in Graveyard effect that turn? No, we... Oh. We hadn't, but we didn't have any monsters in there. So the only thing we could have summoned is Archosaur. So it would have just come out as a 0 attack, so it doesn't matter. If this guy had 100 attack, that would have been enough. 3 duels later, Spiritualist is coming back. It might do. I mean, that's part of, like, playing, right? Is, just changing the deck a lot. But yeah, I really want to... Again, the whole point of me playing such a low deck count, or card count in the deck, is just because I just want to open Misk Baby every single duel. That is the goal. Open these 2 cards. No babies left. So the issue is, we literally had no monsters in our graveyard. We banished the last 2 to get UTC out. Or UCT out. So we would have literally only had just Misk. Now take out Robin for the link that gives piercing. We were on that for a bit, and it just never came up. It came up, I think, 1 time ever. Whereas Robin comes out, like, every 6 or 7 games, usually. Like, our God turn 1 is... So the line is, if we open both of these, right? That's all we need, just these 2. So we activate Misk. Misk effect goes Archosaur. Archosaur pop Baby. Baby grabs Ovi. Ovi searches either Giant Rex or UCT, right? Then we use the skill to send UCT, or not the skill. We link into Linkuriboh, use the skill to send Linkuriboh, add Baby Cerosaurus. Summon Baby Cerosaurus, pop with Overraptor, summon out any of the other 4s that we've got left. Then from the graveyard, bring back, it doesn't really matter because we can use the skill to modulate the levels. And then from that, or if we get to that stage, what we can do is off of the Babysaurus pop, grab the Archosaur from the deck and one from the graveyard that we used to link summon the Linkaribo, overlay into Robin, then we can make a 4, so usually it's Lagia. Then if we had the UTC in hand already, we just go straight into this by just banishing 2, and then we can activate Pill and end on either a second UTC or an Overtext. That's the god hand. And to get there, all you need is these 2. And bam, you have that board, right? I never seen you make Robin, and I saw you have a game with Peta a lot this stream. Which one's Peta? Stream with Peta. Oh, Pentastag. Right. I mean, kind of. It's one of those weird things, though, where I think I would almost always just use UTC's effect to send anyway, just because it's, like, safer, right? It's a weird one. But again, Robin does come up. It's just we haven't opened a quote-unquote good hand today whatsoever. We just, in none of the games today did we open. I mean, to be fair, we did open it a couple of times, but it's going second. So we're not making Robin go second, are we? It's one of those things. If I understood how every single card in the game worked that's seeing play right now, then I would maybe do the whole Pentastag Pierce thing. But because I don't, I have to know what they could have in their hand to react to what's being sent to the graveyard, what's in their graveyard that could react to what's being sent to the graveyard, as well as the monster on the field itself. Now, keeping track of the graveyard and the monster on the field, that's, like, not too bad, right? But to learn about cards that resolve from hand, that's where it gets a little bit wonky. Now, that doesn't come up too often, but it does still come up, right? Is Crystal Beast still okay for climbing ranked? Yeah, I think it probably is. Like, the only thing I would say is if you know that your deck has a bad matchup into, like, Hero or Resonator, that's where you might want to flip-flop, right? Because realistically, if you play ranked, you're going to be playing against Resonators, you're going to be playing against Heroes. Why the heck is Fossil Dig a freaking mini you are? Because Konami know that they can sponge money. The issue is, as well, Dinosaurs isn't even a tiered deck right now. Now, it might be like a tier 3 deck once all things are said and done. Because obviously we do have people like, Giorfio on the TPC. And Giorfio did get a top 4 finish with the deck. So, like, I could see it being put into tier 3. But having to spend a load of money to be able to play, like, a not top tier deck just feels really sad. SP, what is the best free-to-play deck? Probably Heroes, realistically. If you have access to, like, all the stuff, that's probably, like, the easiest to get them all in one place. I'd say Resonators, but it's kind of a pain to collect all the cards for Rezos. Thoughts on Dino de Fleur? I think Dino de Fleur is fine, but it doesn't, like, do anything that regular Dino doesn't, and it doesn't feel like it's, like, more consistent. I don't know, it's a weird one. Like, the end board that you make playing Dino de Fleur is, like, Robin, the Power Tool, what were the other cards? Like, I think it's a Lagia, and then one other thing. And I just remember looking at it and going, like, you don't need this, right? Because you can just, like, the main thing was, like, instead of Power Tool, you would have, like, another Lagia, right? And I'm just like, that's just as good. And then Robin, you could just make with this deck anyway. So, like, Fleur and Dinos? I mean, yeah, people have been playing Dino Fleur. It's a thing. Yeah, Power Tool, UCP, IP, Robin. But that's the thing, right? Like, if you look at this deck, our ideal end board, if we just open these 2 cards, is Robin, Lagia, UCT, and then one of anything. Either a second Lagia, or another UCT, or an Overtex. That's our, like, goal. But to be fair, if we want to end on all 4, we have to open a UCT, or we have to open Rex. If we open one of these 3, we can get there. So that means the hand now becomes 1, 2, and then one of these. And then obviously you can fill in the gaps with Fossil Dig, assuming you open that instead. Dino cards are a pain to collect as well. Yeah, this is not a free-to-play friendly deck at all. I mean, just getting these meant I had to spend actual money, which is something I don't usually do on Duel Links. So... Oh! Yeah, free-to-play... I mean, Shui might be right there with Magispectre. Like, a lot of the Magispectre cards are very easy to get your hands on. They're all low rarity. I mean, do we have any of them on here? We do. We got Yatta, we got Kyuubi, we got Ogama, we got Nekomata, we got Bunboku. What does a thingy deck look like these days, anyway? A Magispectre list. Like, I genuinely don't know. I'm just gonna chuck all my Magispectre cards in. I should be playing this. Probably playing this. I mean, we should be able to go on the wiki, right? On the wiki, go on here and just look it up. Is it just not on here at all? No way. People must be like... No, that's wrong. Here we go. Let's take a look at what this looks like. I can DM you my list. Yeah, you can do that. That's going to be better than what we're doing now. So it looks like most people are just playing 3 of each. I don't think we have Signal Red, mind. We've got all of these. So that's what, 1, 2, 3. It's like IDP. We've got what? Magispectre, Storm, and Pegasus. Like that and that. This is a chunky deck. How many cards is in this? It's a 30 card list as well. Christ, alright. I mean, like, we have Dark Hole, I think. On this account, at least. Yeah, we got Dark Hole. IDP. I don't know if we have Lost Wind on this account, actually. We might not have Lost Wind. Oh, we do have Lost Wind. We have exactly 1 Lost Wind. We could just play free-to-play Magispectres. What are we missing? We're missing the trains. Constructor Train Signal from Rebirth of Flame. Did we open Rebirth of Flame? Looks like we didn't. So I'd need to get the trains if I play this. Let's see what Shui's playing. Let's take a Gandarino. Who is this? Who's the level 7 Pendulum? His name's a bit difficult to read. Bad, is it the Star something? Something the Star something. Ah, the issue is typing in the Star doesn't help. The Star buh. I can't read what it says. Bunker? Dunker? Bung. I have no idea who that is. Alright. That'll be the top on it. Pendulum. Oh, we don't have it, whoever it is. So level 3. So it should be this one. Sambel the Star Bonder. So what does this card do? If you're a Pendulum monster, you card the Pendulum Zone, you can destroy this card. With the Pendulum Zone, you can special summon this card. This monster special summon to your field while you control this monster. You can special summon 1 monster from your hand with the same level as this card. Okay. Okay. 3/3, 3/3, 3. You're also playing the bloody... What's his name? Hallow something? Playing this guy. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you're not playing the Storm, but you are playing 3 copies of Pegasus. And then you're playing Magispectre Gust. Text search. Magis. Filter that out. There's Gust. That one. And then you're just playing the... What am I playing that you're not? You're not playing Dark Hole. And you're not playing IDP. But you're instead playing the Wind thing. Spiritual Wind Art. We don't have any of this. Where do you get this from? It's from these. Which means it's probably not too difficult. And the rarity is super. I mean, being a super is kind of annoying, but like other than that. It's an extender high scale. I see. I mean, there you go. This deck would probably be fine as is, to be honest. And obviously you need the, what's the skill? United Pendulums. I don't even know if we have that on anyone. It's only for specific characters, so we can't play it this guy anyway. It's in a structure. Yeah, it's in a structure as well as in the Cyber Slash box. But yeah, that's a good example of a decent free-to-play deck. I know Icy's played this a lot as well, and he's actually been like, it's really good. So, you know, Shui says it's good, Icy says it's good, it's probably good. But, we have already run a little bit over. We were probably kind of rambling anyway. But we had some good games today. We didn't end up going up, but we also didn't end up going down. We also yapped a lot about speed tournaments. And we kind of came to the conclusion that speed is really fun when you actually get to play the game. If you don't get to play the game, speed feels kind of bad. But when you get to play the game, it's really good and it's really fun. So, saying that, we will be back again in about 5 hours. So we'll be firing up the stream again in about 5 hours, but for Rush content. So if you want to see Rush Rivals, we'll be doing that. Otherwise, we'll be back on Tuesday. And if we haven't maxed by then, by just doing our 4 games today, which, spoiler alert, we probably won't have, we'll probably be doing this again. So if you want to see more Dino content, that will be on Tuesday. But thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see you next time. We should actually probably look for someone to raid, actually, now that we mention it. Like, it only makes sense that we raid someone. Oh, Happy Ryax is streaming. We can go and raid Happy Ryax. There's a lot of good people on that I would actually like to raid, but we're going to go and raid Brian because he is amazing. So we'll start that up. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
It won't be game. Oh, Tomato, thank you for the raid. Give me a sec. Let me give you a shout out. Thank you for the raid, my friend. We popped the trap. Here, throwback 2. Yeah, it doesn't look like literally the exact same deck. Yeah, that works too. GG. So, what were you doing, Tomato? Alright, so Deku has won this. It is 1-1 now. Favorite duel. Heroes. Deku. Alright, next duel. You're just going nowhere fast on dinosaurs. I'm guessing you're doing some ladder. Some rush ladder, maybe. Or is it speed with dinosaurs? If you're playing rush dinosaurs, you are a brave man. Oh, actually, no, you brought dinos in the last start in the Dynasty league, Dynasty tournament, didn't you? So it must be in speed. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember trying playing I played dinos in Rush for a good while, but then when Go Rush came out, the world, I tried for like 1 hour, and that entire 1 hour was just decks constantly kicking my butt. and I gave up. I was like, yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. I love me some Dinos and Rush, but literally I can't.